here. I think everyone could tell. He hates missing the market. Obi, thank you for filling in. We'll be back at 2 o'clock, but right now you got a midday treat. Why? Because joining Sharif, the professor, we've got a Dara for how to trade. So go get him, everybody.
See ya.
Oh boy.
What is up, beautiful people? I am not Greg Lipshit, nor
am I.
she. What is going on?
Shout out to Greg, though. Great interview, Greg.
Welcome, everybody, to the How to Trade show during the midday. There we go. That is your girl, Adara, and I am Sharif. Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat. Let's shout out everybody, Adara, as we always do. What do we got here? We got the OG Darwin. We got Trejo. We got Benson, Dude V. Shout out to Mateus Lane. Hi, Greg. Darwin, you always make me laugh, bro. Droopy, you ain't gonna get me this time. We got Paul Goodson. We got Doi Nguyen. We got Jose Rodriguez. Did you know? All that's in the name right there. Hello to Charmaine. Hello right back at you, girl. We got Tiger, the cosmetic cat. Dabba Dabba Doo. We got Rogelio Concepcion Trejo. He says, I love Adara. I think he's really a fan of yours there, Adara. Nice. We got my man Ozan. He wants me to say China. Get it, Ozan. We got Mr. Out of the Box, Ticker Checker, Soul Queen 88. Get it, girl. We got, who else? Corey Pratt, Mike Davis, Nephew with a capital P. Got Blue Baron, GT Talk. 5150, we got Michael, we got Andrew Bakes Cakes.
I like that one.
Blue Baron, I like that one too. T-Dot, Dexter Smith, Official Mr. Bones, we got Pax, Jota L, Yoshi G, Big, you're not gonna get me with that one. That was a good one there, Mr. Big, but you're not gonna get me. I'm gonna read them before I,
you're not gonna get them, guys.
Yeah, one more here. Get wrecked, get wrecked. I love these names. And shout out to my man, Adam DeLuce. I can see you, Adam. How can I not see you, Adam? You're ADL, baby. Good morning, Adara.
Good morning, Sharif. How are you on this fine Friday?
It's Friday, baby. It's
Friday.
Cold AF outside. That's okay. It cools off a little bit, I think, or warms up, I mean, in the next few days. So we should be okay. What are you looking at?
I am trading. I am actually pleased as punch. And I am in a position, but because we switched over, it's not showing yet. I am long Eli Lilly, and I'm taking a trade I've actually been waiting weeks to take. And I am stoked that I get to take it in front of all of you. So let me contextualize this. You can kind of see it on this daily chart. I will switch to I've been trading this off the 3 for currently, so I'll show you guys that. So here's this is actually okay, gotta shake the things, there we go. Technology, Adara. Use it better. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Finally, my brain and I are chilling with tech. So we are in Miss Lily, and this is the situation here that's happening. So look at this little blue line I have drawn. This was an area of previous support on the daily chart. So we have our earnings, this is day 1 earnings back on February the 6th. We push up to this level, we reject it. Then we tap it twice on the Friday. The next day, earnings day 2. Both times we reject it. Then we've never caught it since today. I was like, you know what? I see this breakout. I saw this on my side chart, and I had moved it from when I was trading it on Wednesday when I was here. And I saw that 88. It said to Sharif, I'm like, I want this so badly.
Hey.
And I got a little bit aggressive with it. Usually I like to wait for the breakout. With these spready tickers, if you wait for the breakout, you're not getting it. If I had waited at 888s, I wasn't going to get it. I am long 888.69s. We're at 892s. I am pleased as punch. I could not take a lot of size with this just because when you're good, I had to risk like $3 on this. So, you got to be realistic with it. But I am really pleased as punch with what this is doing. I'm not taking off any pieces yet. On the daily, there's not, and it's always hard when there's not a lot of overhead resistance because you don't really know where you're going at this point. I'm kind of maybe interested in this area above 900s, and I think on a principal basis, I probably should take some off at 900s because it is a $100 level, and I've talked a lot about what spready stocks do there. So maybe I will take it again, not a huge position. Maybe I'll take half off at 900s because I think that's a good idea. And at that point, we're $10. I'm cool with that. Also, watching UNH, watching Tesla, I have had trades on both of those names, and I'll talk about those after. Also, we're doing a bid creep on Lily, so let's go Lily, go, go, go. But as I wait for Miss Lily to have, she's already broken out. I'm just going to let her chill. I'm going to enjoy this trade. I will keep you guys posted in the chat as to how this is going. Right now, my stop was, I think, current bar on the 3-minute. I'm going to have to adapt this as we have this breakout. And usually what I do is prior bar on the 3. I'm likely to continue to do that because this is a breakout trade. So we're going to stay posted on this. I am pleased as punch with how this is going. And thank you guys all for being with us today. Also, disclaimer, My throat is doing a thing. I am aware I was sick yesterday. I told Sharif I accidentally dropped a laptop on my head. We were like having a great time yesterday. So I'm gonna do my very best here with my voice. I do apologize in advance, and we're gonna keep it going because Lily is almost at 893s. Over to you.
Well, we're just going to hit a couple of bangs there before we start the lesson because that's a good trade. Shout out to Adara. All right, guys, let's get to the lesson du jour. We're talking about these lesser-known continuation patterns and reversal patterns as well. So lesser-known patterns, let's just put it that way. Let's talk today about the expanding triangle, one of the lesser-known ones for sure, for me anyway. So technical analysis offers a variety of chart patterns to help us navigate price movements. Expanding triangles, or sometimes known as broadening formations, are unique patterns that can signal either a continuation of the prevailing trend or, believe it or not, a reversal. So this pattern kind of goes both ways a little bit here. They occur when a market is experiencing heightened disagreement among investors over the appropriate price of a security over a short period of time. So the market doesn't see, or market participants not seeing eye to eye. That's typically what manifests as patterns. Buyers become increasingly willing to buy at higher prices, while sellers find even more motivation to take profits. This creates a series of higher interim peaks in price and lower interim lows, believe it or not. When connecting these highs and lows, the trend lines form a widening pattern that looks like a megaphone or a reverse symmetrical triangle. Sorry? Oh, no worries. Is it good right now? We're good to go? All right. All right. Just talking with Andre in my ear. All right. So let's talk about these expanding triangles. So they have diverging trend lines. So that's the first thing we need to note about them. So unlike symmetrical or ascending or even descending triangles that converge, expanding triangles have diverging trend lines. They're moving away from each other. The price action creates higher highs and lower lows within the triangle, with each swing exceeding the previous one. This is kind of what we're looking at there. So we're moving away, kind of creating that megaphone shape. What's going on? Well, we just explained what's going on. Buyers are buying more, getting more exuberant, but sellers keep taking profits at even higher and higher levels. So the market is in disagreement, or we could say disequilibrium for this in this particular pattern. So why are expanding triangles relevant? How do they matter to us? So expanding triangles can be a continuation pattern, as I suggested earlier, suggesting that the trend will resume after a period of volatility, but sadly, they also can be precursors to a reversal. So we don't know where the hell this is going, making them more complex than other triangle patterns that we often talk about. So how do we identify them? Well, I mean, it's pretty easy because you have diverging trend lines. So established trend, while not always present, expanding triangles can sometimes form within an existing uptrend or downtrend, but what their most notable feature is, as I mentioned, the diverging nature of their trend lines. So draw trend lines among the peaks and troughs of the price swings. These trend lines should be diverging, as I showed you that megaphone shape earlier, meaning they'll move further apart. Oh, I defeated the sneeze. They'll move further apart as the pattern unfolds. So let's talk about them from a trend continuation perspective, because they kind of do both right there. So breakout direction, a breakout above the upper trend line in that megaphone shape, which is a bullish continuation, or below the lower trend line, which is a bearish continuation. This suggests that the trend might resume. There's also important consideration with volume here. So increased volume on the breakout or breakdown helps strengthens the continuation signal of the pattern. And it also acts as a target projection. We can gauge where to wet our beak based on the pattern's formation. So the measured height of the triangle, in other words, a method of the measured move, if you ever heard that before. So the measured height of the triangle from a peak to the opposing trough can be projected upward from the breakout point for the bullish continuation, or downward for a bearish continuation to estimate your potential price target. So this is kind of what we're talking about there. We have an expanding triangle. Not really. This looks more like a flat bottom, but I couldn't find the exact one. But you can imagine that this lower trend line here is making lows. What you would do is you would measure from the peak to the trough, and then depending on what direction we broke out or broke down in, you would project this height over here, the purple line downward, and then you'd be wetting your beak right around there. Shout out to the beak wetting animation, which I seem to like a lot these days.
It's dope.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing over here. We're moving along our merry way. This kind of looks like a flat top again, but just imagine that it was kind of creating higher highs, and you would measure it from peak to trough, and then once it broke down below the lower trend line, you would then project that same height downward and take your profits there. But as you can see, especially with this stock over here, I'm not sure which one it is, price tends to sometimes exceed the measured move. So my suggestion to you be take a piece off at your profit taking and then leave a piece for the dream. And then, you know, have an area where you say, okay, well, if it retraces back above the measured move by a certain percentage, I'm taking it off there. Okay, let's talk about the expanding triangles though as potential reversal patterns. So what happens is typically there's an exhaustion of the trend. So the expanding price swings can indicate underlying buying and selling pressure is weakening, potentially leading to a reversal. But there's also the ever-present danger of the false breakouts. Breakouts from expanding triangles can be deceptive. Be cautious of quick reversals that come right back into the pattern. Where have we seen that before? Oh yeah, every day. Confirmation with other indicators as well. Super important here. Let's not rely too much on one pattern or one piece of information. Due to the potential for reversals, use additional indicators like the RSI or your Bollinger Bands to gauge momentum and potential overbought and oversold. And this is kind of what we're looking at over here. Bulls trying to push the price up. Bears trying to push the price down. Who wins? Well, clearly here, the Bears won because we started making lower lows and lower highs, okay? So how do we trade these bad boys? What's the move here? So number one, you got to gauge whether you believe the pattern is showing you potential continuation or a potential reversal, because this one does both. So expanding triangles require extra caution due to their ambiguity. Consider the following factors. One, if the triangle forms within an established trend, okay, a breakout in the direction of the trend is more likely to be a continuation. So if preceding the megaphone or the expanding triangle pattern, we had been putting in higher highs and higher lows, a well-established trend, well then the breakout of the top side or the top resistance line of the expanding triangle will likely signal trend continuation. Okay? And then you also want to use other technical indicators, obviously, as I always talk about, to confirm the breakout's validity and assess its risks. So how do you get in and get out here? What's your entry and what's your stop loss? So for continuation trades, enter shortly after the confirmed breakout from the high or the low, depending on whether you're going long or short. Place a stop loss just below the lower trend line for the long trades or above the upper resistance trend line for short trades. And some additional tips to leave you guys with before we start trading: manage risk wisely with these patterns. They are bamboozling by nature because they go both ways. So expanding triangles involve higher volatility. Manage your position size carefully and consider using trailing stop loss orders. And most importantly here, patience is key. Don't rush into any trades. Wait for clear confirmation of the breakout direction and consider additional confirmation, as I said, from other technical indicators. How you doing over there?
I'm doing great, thank you. I have to say, get it, Sharif. And also, you guys could not see it the way the camera was, but I like that you were making the little like patterns with your hands. So I want to shout that out.
I know, I don't get the full thing here.
I mean, I enjoyed it. Like it was a compliment. I want to talk about Lilly. I did take out a quarter of this, and I want to tell you why I did this. I know I said I was going to wait, but I saw some really bearish action on the book, and I was like, Adara, you should probably secure a little bit of the bag. So I did take out some at 892s, and the reason I did that was because I talked a little bit about the bid and the ask creep when I was back here on Wednesday. I'm going to explain it more today. So what happened was I was saying we were almost at like, what, 893s. So in the bid, we were, I want to say 891.50s, 891.60s were pretty static. And the ask, we're at like 892.61. 892.60, 892.59, and I know that means we can drop. So I went for the mid print there, 892, which I got. I was pretty lucky, as you can see here, pretty much top wick on the day. I will fully acknowledge my luck. And then we dropped basically to my, thank you. We dropped basically there at entry, to my entry price, and then we popped. So we're good there. I'm using 5-minute prior bars as my stop, which is a little bit skewed now because there's a little bit of a bottoming wick candle on that 5 minutes. I'm going to see my trading view has a different 5-minute entry, so I can just make sure I have the right price. Okay, it's basically the stop I already have. So we are, yeah, I'm not going to, well, maybe we'll move that a little bit. But yeah, we're all good there. We're just chilling. I am just in this trade here on Mademoiselle Lilly. Also watching UNH. So I said I'd talk earlier about the trades I had on UNH and Tesla when I had a second. So UNH, I tried this long here on the 5 minute. I'll show you guys the 15 so I can kind of explain what I mean. I thought we were going to have this little breakout. I liked it because we were above this high here, or I guess the candle bar high prior to that. I liked that we were pushing to the upside. I was willing to give it to the low of the previous bars, or I guess the bar that I got in on around that 458.70s. I did get stopped out. Pretty small size. And what's interesting too is I only actually had like 11 cents of slippage. So I want to give UNH a round of applause because you're going to get a lot more slippage than that on average. So go UNH, go. Also, I still have my Lilly book here so I can act quickly if need be. I just want to explain why that's still happening. That was the UNH trade. If we can break back above that 460 decisively, I like that. I like how we're hugging the 9 EMA all nice and tight like a blanket. I really like that. Also, I like this bottoming tail candle we got here at 10 a.m. on the 15. And I like that candle because we actually bounced off of the AVWAP. So I really, from this catalyst, so I like that as well. Now we've got Tesla that I want to discuss. And so TSLA, I had this short. I liked this breakdown here. And I'm going to go back to show my trading view chart again because that's where I have all my AVWAPs. So I had this AVWAP on Tesla. I have a lot of AVWAPs on Tesla. This one, though, I believe is, I'm going to double check where this one's from. Yes, so this is from when Elon, the Elon Musk OpenAI stuff. That was actually where that AVWAP was from because we were actually respecting it pretty nicely. So we break below it, and I realized, hey, we're kind of making a little bit of a potential top here. So I risked into that AVWAP, got short, was able to take out at 20% there at 345s, added back in when we made a lower high because that was the plan. If we broke this level, I wanted to add, but I didn't get it in the way down. Got it in the way back up, ended up getting stopped out, but it's all good there. Did take some profit on it, probably flat on the name. But again, we're not trading P&L here. We're trading the process, and we're trading to learn. So I know that sounds really cheesy and really trite, but I find when I focus just on making sure the processes are right, then I feel I'm doing better. So with that in mind, I'm actually looking for Tesla as a long now if we break above that AVWAP because we are making some lower highs. I think it's pretty clear on the 15-minute that we are doing so. So I like Tesla as a potential long breakout here. Lilly, of course, I am still currently long. And some people asking about some small caps. I'm going to send it over to the small cap connoisseur. His name is Sharif Gobriel.
Well, MLGO is all the hype right now, Dara, because it is just on one. We're knocking the door of $6 that might open soon. I can't get in here. I can't in good conscience punch in at highs. I put in a dip trade at 555s. It's a small amount there that I'm waiting at the $0.5. The reason I'm waiting at the $0.5 is because what you're looking at right there, baby, that double top into the $0.5 acted as a local area of resistance. We drop back down, lo and behold, we hold the other $0.5, which had been previously, by the way, in case you're wondering, the pre-market high right at that 6:30 a.m. So we had to weasel above that 6:30, that pre-market high, and weaseled we have. So let's see if this one wants to come down into that 550. I don't mind DCAing from 550 into 5. Let me give you my reason on MLGO that I DCA, because you guys don't typically see me DCA. Reason is because we're getting well extended away from the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. And this is what I'm looking at on the side chart. That green line right there, that's a 10 exponential. It's been hugging the price action on MLGO. So if we don't hold at the $0.5, which is a previous area of resistance, then I want to pick up some more at that $5 area because that's the next level of support. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm already involved in a couple of names. SINT just got me filled, SINT, so I'm involved right now in SINT as well as IVVD. Let's go have a look at what SINT is doing because it's already popping up here, and I'd like to be able to extract some profits if possible. So we're going to layer the orders. There we go. We got a couple of beaks wet. Well, just one beak. Who has more than one beak? Calm down, bro. All right, so that's what we're waiting for right now. I'm at 25. I just wet my beak at 25s. We're long 15s. I'm layering the orders to the top side. Let's take out some possibly in the high 30s if this one will have me. And then I'll also on SINT, Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to add into 6. It's going to have to generally hold this area. So the stop's already in place on this bad boy. Let's see what it does. Still haven't been printed yet in MLGO. As you can kind of see, where's my MLGO screen? There we go. Now okay, I just got to concentrate on this for a sec, sorry. So here we go. Now we're coming back down into this $0.50 area. We got a topping till into about 6 and then all the way back down into 550. So let's go now. Let's throw out another order in case we get that 550 print. I'm going to sit at 505s as well. So we're going to go ahead and sit there in case this one comes back down, and then we'll take some prints here. What's up, Andre? Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right. I got it. It's fine.
I just realized I'm not plugged in, so I'm like, oh,
You're
gotta
good.
do that.
All right, I'm ready to go, Andre. With an FDA-cleared proprietary database of over 77,000 brain images, Firefly is transforming healthcare with AI-driven diagnostics, providing a clear, data-backed understanding of brain health. After more than a decade and over $60 million invested, Firefly is advancing the commercialization of its brain networks analytics platform, bringing the technology to clinicians and pharmaceutical partners. Firefly is enhancing the diagnosis and treatment of conditions such as depression, dementia, anxiety disorders, concussions, and ADHD, while also accelerating drug discovery and early screening conditions for things like Alzheimer's. Definitely want to shout out AIFF, Firefly Neurosciences, which is up, by the way, 15.33%. Look who's trying to show up to work.
The second I saw her coming, I knew you'd make a comment.
Yeah, of course I'm going to comment. Come on, Adara. All right, so I'm keeping an eye on Firefly. AIFF is in play today. It's below VWAP right now, so we're going to pack my patience on that one and see if we can extract some, we can get into a trade on it. So MLGO still has not allowed me in, as both these little, entry orders still have gone unfilled. I'm waiting at the $0.50 and then at the whole dollar here for MLGO. It's up a light, Adara, 413%. This I perceive to be a good-looking bull flag, and something tells me that we're going to continue this bull flag pattern because we've got a 4 green candle set up on the 5 right now. Here is 6. There is 6 right now. We haven't breached it. Now we have 616. This one is on one. The buying is aggressive here, Adara. We take out 6 like it doesn't even matter. I got to tell you, the initial bull flag that I perceive to have started over here, while the price starts from around 2 3/4, tops out at 5.5. So do your measured move calculation from the breakout area and see exactly if this trade suits your style. All right, SINT is coming back down despite the fact that we got a little print there at 6 1/4. It's pulling back into the 10 exponential. It's going to have to hold 6, otherwise we want no smoke. I'm also involved in IVVD, taking a print there at 57s. Now I'm waiting at 58s, moving up little by little. I still have a DCA to defend that $0.50 at that level as well. Shout out to the OG Darwin. 2 pumps. What do you got?
Yeah, Darwin was mentioning this catalyst on Apple. Apparently, the analyst was talking about the Apple TV Android integration, which is, I think, a catalyst that we brought up
breaking out
earlier. But yeah, that's certainly worth noting here. Thank you to Darwin for bringing that up. In case anyone missed it, I want to get this headline better, but I know we were talking about the fact that Android phones are now going to apparently have this Apple TV Plus, which, by the way, I know I always, and Sharif knows this, I always used to say that Paramount was the least user-friendly of these apps for watching things online. I actually think it might be Apple TV because Paramount's up their game. Because Paramount, I would always complain, you used to not be able to go, like, I found it pretty inconvenient to go back 10 seconds or forward 10 seconds. I find that a lot easier. If you use Apple TV, or if you, download movies or shows on Apple, like myself, then you have to use the same platform. And if you even scroll, you run the risk of them thinking you want to close the tab. And I'm like, I still want to watch my Law & Order, guys. I just want to also check the weather or check the time. So anyways, regardless though, if you are an Android user, I do not want my little petty squabbles to stop you from using this app. I'm going to check on this news here quickly, and then I might have to move my stop on Lilly, because Lily's breaking out, guys.
You want me to cover Apple?
Do you mind covering Apple?
Of course,
Sorry, deal with her.
Here it is, baby. All right. Shout out to the good folks there at Benzinga. Let's bring down the headline and have a read here. Apple expands Apple TV Plus to Androids. Eyes subscription growth and ecosystem expansion, says analyst BOA Securities analyst. Wamsi Mohan maintained a buy rating on Apple with a price target of $265. Apple recently announced, as Adira mentioned, Apple TV app will be available to Android mobile devices, including phones, tablets, and foldables. Instead of accessing Apple TV Plus using a browser, Android users can actually have a better experience. So that kind of we already knew. Now, what's the new information? From Apple's standpoint, this announcement can help increase subscription revenues in the long term by making Apple TV Plus more readily available and convenient. Okay, we already know that. Where's the new information? In addition, users can subscribe to the MLS season app. We already knew that as well. While the impact of the midterm revenue and EPS may not be significant, making more Apple apps available on Android can help increase brand awareness and beyond the iOS. Okay, that's great. Anything else here? Mr. Mohan? The analyst expects Apple to continue investing in original content. Neil was just telling me about a really good show on Apple TV. Neil, again, Silo, thank you very much, says it's really good. Overall, he assumed lower gross margins of 30% for the streaming subscription services versus the overall Apple service gross margins of around 70%, which is now a $100 billion a year business. Adara, we are breaking out here on IV Dandy.
Nice. Congrats.
So we're going to take some profits on this bad boy over here. Good move here for Ivid. Very pleased with this Ivid.
I'm just laughing at you calling it Ivid. I'm not at all laughing at that trade because that
Psycho
is
there.
not a trade to mess with. That is beautiful, Sharif.
I appreciate you. I still got an unfilled, though, Adara, on MLGO. Where's that at? Show yourself, MLGO. Yeah, no, we're not even close here, Adara, so I don't think these entries are accurate anymore or relevant, so we're going to take them off and allow MLGO to set up in a different way. I'm also involved, again, in SINT back in 90s with the beak there into 6, but it's having trouble with VWAP. I'm in here as a second trade on SINT because it pulled back into the volume weighted average price. I'm looking for a hold up here. Going to take it out if it breaches 80s. Adara, what do you got?
I was going to say, I don't think that ML wants you to go with you. Doesn't want you to ML go. I'm sorry.
It wants me to ML leave.
Oh! Wants you to ML go away. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make puns about the fact the stock won't let you in. But thank you very much to Fugazi Bear for the incredibly kind $2.99 or $1.99 super chat, $2 super chat. My trading is better because of Adara's research. Bare hands. I don't know if that's true at all because you're the one making the trades. But thank you very, very much for the kind words. That really does mean a lot to me because, you know, I've talked about this. I miss this desk. I have a lot of fun on this desk. I'm happy I got to be back here a couple times this week. But I do love doing the research as well. And I love making my little infographics. So it means a lot that I'm able to help someone in any way. Thank you. Shout out to Randall Laguerre as well saying hi. I'm going to say hi to everybody here. And if you guys have any tickers you want me to look at, tag me, let me know. I am not super well versed in small caps. I know Sharif's going to be looking more at those, but if you have any other tickers you'd like me to look at, I'm always willing to take a stab. Right now, though, go Lily. I have a 5-minute prior bar stop on my girl Lily. So my stop was, what was this, like 891.44 is where I had it. And so Lily gets to 44s on the bid, and you know what she does?
What?
Starts creeping. She's like, going back to the upside. So I got long here 888, 69s. I wanted to add back in when we got this pullback to 888s. Didn't get filled. That's okay. As Sharif says, sometimes you know things are going to set up a different way. And if it's like MLGO and it won't have you, you just got to ML go away for a bit, come back if it sets up. I'm still in this trade. We've got 75%. And I do not have a profit taker. I took some more time on the daily chart and I was like, Adara, if you put any profit taker at this point, other than 900, it's going to be incredibly arbitrary. And I don't want to do that. I like what Obi said about Unity, which I really do want to congratulate him on that Unity trade.
Good
like
job,
sometimes you don't want to take too much profit, right? You want to sit and wait. If there's no profit taking level on Lily for me and I don't see one, then I'm just going to wait and I'm going to chill. I know I did take someone early at 892s, but just given how bearish that book was getting, and I stand by it because it gave us back 4 points in 3 minutes. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit preemptive about it. Got to get it where the going's hot. But right now, I have no reason to leave Lily. So I'm really happy with this. Let's take a look at a couple different people mentioning Ozan saying, China great again. I mean, I'll say China for you.
Ozan kills me, bro.
Shout out to Ozan's killing it. Go Ozan. Also, JF Trader wants to look at AT&T, so I'll take a look at AT&T for y'all, of course. So AT&T, I actually, okay. Do you want the daily? I'll take a look right now here on the 5. So this is the 5 minute. It looks, I'm not going to lie, it looks a little bit toppy to me. We have this nice push to the upside. Then with volume, we start getting a little bit of selling. We get this pretty violent pullback candle. Then we get another pullback candle, a bit of a topping tail. I think if we break the 90 MA, that might be a bit of a rough look, but I'll take a look at the daily for you, JF Trader, because I want to make sure I have oh my gosh, this might have been what you meant. We get a pushback for this daily chart in the Yeah, I mean, JF Trader, if you're talking about the daily, you are not wrong. This is just beautiful.
Obi was complaining yesterday that screws were falling out of that chair. So I want to put you on notice, Adara, that, pushbacks are very, we love them. We love the pushbacks. But you may be putting yourself at risk here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh boy, is what I say to that. But yeah, thank you for letting me know, Obi. Sorry that you dealt with that. So AT&T, this daily chart. Also, I got just stopped at a Lilly, just so you guys know. But AT&T, this is a beautiful daily chart. We push beautifully. I mean, I have nothing to say other than this is just straight upside for AT&T. NVIDIA, someone was mentioning here too. NVDA says, someone was no one mentioning NVIDIA? Did I make that up? Oh, PLTR. Someone meant PLTR. I think I might have hallucinated the NVIDIA mention, but if I didn't, let me know who you are. Palantir, we're going to take a look at here for sure. And then someone asked me about MSTR, which I love looking at. We'll start with the 15 on PLTR. Wow, Palantir.
Get it, Palantir.
Get it, Palantir. I mean, right now, though, Palantir is actually okay, I like this level. So this pre-market support here yesterday at basically 107s. Guess where we ended up rejecting yesterday?
Where?
The same area, 107s.
Really?
Then today, look where we start rejecting.
Where?
107s, Sharif. So I'm going to have 107s PLTR. I notice you're on watch, Palantir. Got to kick out one of these guys off my side chart because I like this level on PLTR. This is a nice look. On a wider time frame, though, it is worth noting we did make a lower high today than we had yesterday, so that's not a bad look by any means. We're going to look at something else, and MSTR. MSTR is one that I mentioned I trade pretty frequently because it is a rare spready ticker that kind of gives you movement almost every day. So I like this MSTR. It's not quite a double bottom because we did look a little bit lower here, 317 halves, but 317 has been a bit of an area of support on MSTR. I remember that day I was short like 333s MSTR, and then it ended up bouncing 317s, which is so arbitrary. 320s it kind of didn't give a hoot about, but 317s it was like, oh my God. So I've noticed 317 as a level for MSTR. I find it interesting. Now, where would I be going if I want to take it as a long? Because I don't like it as a short right now. We're making higher lows. I want to see what we do here at the almost 321. More realistically, at 320.85. That's the long that I want. And before I send you back to Sharif, because I've been yapping a little bit here, I want to look at Ms. Lilly. So Eli Lilly, I did get stopped out. I got wicked out here. I did have about 80 cents of slippage, which I don't love. But I'm still proud of the trade, happy I took the trade. And if we want to break 894, I'm actually tempted to go long again, should it set up. Please just punch. I stuck to my plans. I stuck to my rules. There's nothing to be upset about. Sometimes you get wicked out. You got to brush that dirt off your shoulders, shout out to Jay-Z, and you got to keep on climbing. And also with all these rap references, I have to thank Sharif again for a lovely conversation we had about the Drake-Kendrick beef.
I needed to know
because he was asking me about it, and I have way too much knowledge about that, so it was good to kind of talk about that more in depth. Sadie B asked me about CEG. I'm going to talk to you about that after because I love that stock, but I want to send us back to Sharif.
Yeah, well, you need a deep dive done, or you want to find out some more information. There you go. We got. She's not the human algo for no reason, guys. All right, guys, we're doing real well here on SINT. I'm in at 90s, just wet the beak there at 14s. Now I'm waiting at 18s, and then I'm waiting about that, but at 23s, this is up 27%. Reason I got in here is because it's a VWAP hold, but it's a 20 penny spread right now. As you just saw, the ask is showing 11. The bid dropped aggressively into 90s, literally where I'm long. So be careful with this one. This obviously has a very wide spread, an unusually large spread for a ticker, its price, and for its kind of its category. Let's call it that. SINT. Let me give you the deets on it. $8 million market cap, so needless to say, it's a very, very small market cap here, with the company being, just tiny. Let's have a look at some other information on it, other than just saying it's tiny. 1.34 million share float, which is very small. The short float, not really impressive. I gotta tell you, about 2.58%, nothing really to write home about there. I don't expect any short squeezes, but because it is a small float, a little float, 1.34 million shares, that by its very nature can cause it to become parabolic as liquidity or, supply, I should say, is scarce. 1.34 million shares ain't nothing. It's already done 2 times float rotation. It's at 2.23 million shares, meaning that all the outstanding shares have been traded already once over, excuse me. So, no, twice over. So this one is a little illiquid at the moment, but we'll pack our patience there. We just got a nice move up. I'm waiting, as I mentioned, at 17s. I'm still very interested, guys, in MLGO. I mean, it's kind of doing a bull flag right now. This could be the second bull flag, so maybe I should be weaseling in here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do here. So we're going to risk a little bit. And we're going to punch in, and I don't mind adding into 6. I know that like punching in at these highs, not the smartest move, but I don't mind adding into this. That's the thing. And there we go. Oh, wow. Wow, bro. This thing is on one right now. So there we go. We're taking some profits to the high side. Let's see if we can cross 75s. There it is. 88s. We're taking more out there at the top. MLGO. Nice breakout. Now I'm going to wait north of 7 on this monster. It's probably not going to break 7 quick as you like, but, we'll take a shot. 89s, 90s, 92s now showing up on the ask. So we'll see if this one can cross. We're long 52s right now, so definitely not at a dodge because, well, it's quite close to my area. We're showing 94s. Here we go, 95s now. How many shares do I have? There it is, 98s. Go, go, go. We'll take out here. Boom, Madeira. We're taking it out on the top side. Very, very pleased. There it is. Do the break of 7. Give me my damn money, boy.
Give him his money.
Yeah, so very good. Very pleased with this trade. Let's go back into the other one. Bang again on SINT. We take out both orders at 17s and 25s. Pleased as dang punch, as the girl to my left right there always says. Guys, MLGO is still going here, baby. Big moves to the high side. Here comes 750, 744's HOD. It's up a light 540%. No big deal. Nothing to write home about there. I'm jesting, of course. Let's keep an eye out on this one. I did like this consolidation area right here. I don't know why I'm pointing to the screen. You can't see that. This area here, I perceived it to be the consolidation area of the second bull flag. Bull flag number 1 starts here, tops out here. We get a little sideways consolidation. The big boy breakout comes above that 5.5. And yet again, we get a nice little bull flag with that kind of continuation in the side, or sorry, that consolidation in the side, and then the big boy move up. This is the 5-minute chart on this name. So if I go to the 1, kind of see it a little bit less clear. So I'll leave this on the 5 so it is as clear as can be. So pleased about that. Now let's go back into SINT. How many shares do I have left on this thing? SINT, we got a couple of more outs. Okay, so it's coming back down into 6. You can bet your bottom dollar, not going to allow this to go more than 5 pennies against me. I have 90s there. We're going to move up the stop into 84s. So we're going to go ahead 584, and then we're going to give it a little bit of room because it's a spready one, and that's what we'll take out there. I know. Anytime you hear spread, you get excited.
I do.
Even if it's a small cap gapper. I don't like these small cap gappers with wide spreads. But I love your enthusiasm. All right, here we go. We're taking out that old stop there, and now let's have a look at the other one that we're trading. VVD. I've been waiting at 168. That's gone unprinted. We've had a plethora of fills already on this monster. I'm waiting. There it is, baby. We get that fill at 168. Now it's showing me 69s on that on the level 2. Now there's a 70 print. Boom. Boom. Now we're gonna wait at 75s. Pleased as punch. What are you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm looking at some things. I said I was gonna look at CEG for Sadie, so I'll do that first too. But yeah, I mean, Lilly just kicked me out and kept going, so we'll talk about that in a second. Wow, CEG down here. So CEG is a utilities play. It and VST tend to move in sympathy with a lot of these AI-related names because of the data center connection. CEG does an umbrella pattern here, basically right off the open. We push lower, we come back up, we pop up a VWAP, and then we're like, yeah, actually, no, I'll sell. And we push to the downside. Now we kind of might be trying to umbrella again, except now we're actually grabbing onto that 9 EMA. So I would like to see us push above that 295 area. With CEG too, I've always said this, I prefer to trade it on the upside because I find I actually have one, and I only use this playbook for my utilities names. I don't know why. I find they move really specifically. If these utilities names are breaking out on a catalyst, I find they're usually pretty good for a new high of day breaks. So that's a play I only really, or the way I play it, I only really use with CEG or VST. Daily chart here, this is a little bit muddier. We have a very clear lower high, so we double top this 351s, then we double top 330, 330s. Now we're basically pushing below. We actually pushed below previous support here around the key 300 level, so we're gonna have to wait and see what we do here for CEG. Kind of no man's land for me on the daily chart. Now, what else am I looking at for myself to trade right now? Because I apologize, I'm not in any trades, and it's not for lack of trying. MSTR. I said I wanted that that 21.21, and I feel like we might actually get this. I like what we're doing on the book. I like the entry of 320.85s, and I'm cool with risking to the. We'll do the prior bar low here on the 15th. So that would give us basically 319, just shy of just above 319. So I want to do that. You're risking about 2 points, but with MSTR, I have no qualms about doing that because you usually get a pretty decent move. But I will continue to wax poetic about MSTR after Sharif does his ad read.
President's Day savings are here. Get 22% off all new subscriptions with code TraderTV22. But wait, there's more. Upgrade to premium annual and snag a massive 28% off with code TraderTV28. You got 2 codes there, okay? That's right. Huge savings are happening now. Head on over to the 2025 President's Day sale landing page, link below. It says before February 19th, but I'm willing to bet you it's probably still around, so don't miss out. Get that deal now. Shout out to Trade Ideas. I'm using them every day, baby. Great platform and great company. Go ahead.
MSTR didn't want me.
Oh.
I tried to get Filthy or Sharif right before we got the breakout. We were at 320.70s on the bid, 320.90s on the ask, so I knew if we break out, I might not get caught. I go to press my thing, and then already we're at 321. So I said, okay, MSTR, that's cool. I can respect that. No, I'm joking. It's not, you're not emotional while trading. I'm just sorry I'm not in a trade for you guys, honestly. But I have been trying. I also tried to get into this Tesla short. I mentioned I was in this short earlier. When we broke back below 345s, I wanted to get in. Could not get filled, but if we come back to 345s and reject, I am in that like hotcakes. I want all that smoke. I want literally every piece of smoke that's going to give me. Also, MSTR might actually give me another opportunity here.
Nice.
So I want to make sure we're not, okay, it's a little bit risky now. Yeah, the book's getting a little too shortish for me. So I'm going to wait here on the MSTR. If we continue to kind of get that bid creep going, because right now we're creeping on the ask. And as I've said, if I see this slow creep to the downside on the ask, like we're going 320.68, 69, like I don't like that. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. TSLA, like I said, I'm interested in a short if we get back to 345. Lilly, Miss Lilly, you know, she's out here breaking my heart. We had that breakout long. Happy I had it. I'm not going to lie. Ended up getting stopped out of the, I made profit on all of it. It's fine.
Nice.
But, thank you very much, Sharif. But if we want to break, like we look honestly like we're curling again. I got stopped out basically bottom wick. Isn't that fun when that happens, Sharif?
I hate
talk
that.
about that too.
It's not fun.
I don't love it either.
Yeah.
But I have one of 2 ideas for Lilly here. Shockingly, one is long and one is short. So we break 894, I'm going long. I'm cool with that. If we can hold 894, and right now I'm tempted to think that's the case because we're doing a bit of an ask creep here, then I would like to take it short. And I'll show you what gives me confidence for that short too. This is my trading view chart. This is an exact double top here. So the top of the previous candle, 894.38, and that's likely on the ask because I didn't see us touch 94s on the bid. Then the current candle, 894.37, that is a lower high. So Lilly, I went from loving you as a breakout long to kind of coveting you as a breakout short now. But I want to see us break below the 90 MA, and I want to see us close this 15-minute candle before I make that decision. So Lilly, you have 2 minutes to save the world. You know, sorry, Madonna, JT, we're not 4 minutes. We only have 2 minutes to save the world on Miss
like that one.
Why? And I want to shout out Obi because he talks a lot about your candle close. He's been very generous with his time. He and I will talk like, you know, at like 4:30, whatever, after the recap about trades. So shout out because the prior bar thing, I talked to Sharif a lot about this too, really saves your trading. I find it really helpful. I find it a really good. Like,
can I do a little bit of a deep dive there?
I like that.
You changed your prior buy stop from the 3 to the 5. Am I getting that
It depends.
correct?
So it depends on my entry.
Contextual?
Yeah. So one thing that I like, the contextual is a great word there. So one thing, and again, I want to shout out Obi for this, is usually like what's helpful is if I get in, for example, in the 15-minute, then I might want to take out half if we break the fire bar 15, but then the rest if we break the fire bar 30. So why is this good? Because sometimes the stock will take its sweet time to move, and it will never break the fire bar 30, but it'll give you a heck of a time with the fire bar 15.
Interesting.
So I had an earnings trade. Was it AbbVie? No, I think it was one that was more. It was Amgen. It was Amgen. And so Amgen, it was funny because it kept breaking the prior bar 15, so I would keep taking pieces off, but it never broke the prior bar 30, which I know sounds strange, but I promise did happen. And so basically, I had pieced out almost the whole position, and then we had the prior bar 30, never broke, so I was able to take the rest of it. So that's why I think it's a helpful tool, and I want to shout out Obi for that. Also, Lilly, I think it's time to go short. I'm going to be waiting for my entry here. I want to see Celsius is a blast off, says John Del Senio.
Yeah, it is, man.
I
It is
sipped a
blasting
little
off.
Celsius this morning, so yeah, this heading into whole other degree of upside over here on CELH. But we're still pretty removed from highs. That's a bit of a topping tail candle here.
I saw that pun.
Oh yeah, I did.
Degree,
Yeah, very much.
Celsius.
We just got some energy to the upside, Sharif.
Energy drinks. The puns are coming fast and furious. By the way,
Yes.
I just wanted to put it out there now that he's next to us over here. Obi openly challenged you yesterday in a pun contest. I said, I think you would win. He said, I'm going to bet on myself, right? He said
Obi.
that. Yeah, look, there's this stuff that Obi excels at that I wouldn't challenge him on, trading Amazon, mean reversion trades. Those are Obi's cup of tea, and he should not be challenged on those.
No.
I don't want to challenge you with puns. Obi's a brave soul. I got to give him credit there. But hold on. Joe and I have 2 bets on right now. We got a push-up bet. Right? We're going to donate money to charity. And we got the Bitcoin $125,000 bet. I think it stands to reason that if you and Adara are going to challenge each other, there has to be something on the line, Obi.
What's going to be on the line?
I don't know. You guys come up with it. But you can't just be, oh, hey, we're going to challenge each other.
Yeah.
There's got to be skin in the game, baby.
I agree.
What is it, Obi? Come with it, baby. He's coming in.
I don't know.
no.
I think let's see. We'll think. How about this? We'll think of something.
Fair.
Got to put some risk on for
Fair.
sure.
Yeah.
But we'll think of something. We'll get back to you guys on that. But yeah, we can do that.
like
I'm down
it.
to have
I'm
a
down.
fun off. I'm down to have a fun off. You guys want to arrange that? But a very strong and worthy opponent, to say the
thank
least,
you.
is Adara, but I'll try. I'll do my
You're
best,
going to kill him.
But yeah, anyways. See you guys.
All good. Love Obi. All right, guys. Here's a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We loving you guys. We're having a good time. Los Polos Hermanos, make a poll between Obi and Adara's puns. We can decide. That's not a bad idea, bro. I actually don't mind that at all. Put it to the people, so to speak.
Yeah,
John Del Segno. Let's get an Obi versus Adara poll. Yeah, you're basically echoing what he said there. I like it. And then again, native New York. Are we going to be the judge? I think you guys should be.
I think you
Neil
should.
just said yes. So I'm gonna have to echo that sentiment. I think that's fair. I said yes. Oh, you said yes. Well, it came from that side. I couldn't tell who was saying what. I apologize. All right, guys, I'm going to cover all the small cap trades, or the ones that I'm watching, but I just want to let you know I wet the beak again here at 75 pennies on IVVD. This one's continuing to the high side. I get MLGO is all the rave right now. It's up 548%. It's knocking the door of $8. We'll get to that in 1 second. It's top left-hand corner, as you can see there. But I want to cover this for Big John Del Segno. This is a beautiful looking recovery here on CELH, earnings winner from yesterday. As you can see there, it popped off aggressively there in the aftermarket after they announced that they were acquiring this, what's it called? Something new?
Alani Nu.
Alani Nu. Yeah, shout out to Raheem Alani. Alani Nu. Good look there, and definitely was a bit of a bamboozler in the pre. Get it, Ram? Yeah. Okay, I've got stuff to say to Ram later, but we'll
You always have stuff to say to Ram.
Good times, good Friday. Guys, no, seriously, though, we're taking the volume-weighted average price like it didn't even matter. We're above these area highs at around 33. I'll submit to you, 33 was a tough level to clear here on CELH on the way back up. We rejected it over here, dropped back down to 31, consolidated at 33 for about 10 or 15 minutes, and now we are making higher highs and higher lows. This looks like a decided trend to the upside. We'll talk about this Alani Nu company. Very interesting take here. Started online by this influencer woman who is now probably a billionaire. She got bought out for about 1.3 and change of stock and cash. So yeah, man,
Wow.
American dream. Yeah. I'll get to that in a minute. I got notes on it from this morning. So CELH on one right now, guys. SINT, good trade on this one, but I got stopped out for the last 2 outs that I had through the break of that the 580 or 590 area that I was in. I got stopped out 584, so we'll give back a little bit there. What's going on? IVVD off the highs as well. AIFF, this is a sponsor of ours, obviously, Firefly Neurosciences. I like this trade, but it's going to have to work its way up above 8.5. 8.5, not just for the $0.50, but because it's straddling VWAP from the sell side. This is not the trade that I want. Shorts would like this trade, right? Because you're keeping it below the volume weighted average price. So if you're looking to take these small cap gapper style stock short, this is kind of what you're looking for VWAP to act as resistance. That ain't my style. I trade these long. I'd rather not take them short. So if it works its way and stays above VWAP, it can't just wick above VWAP and then come back down on its merry way. No, it's going to have to hang out above there. So we'll see what this one does, but I like this one. SABR. This is a beautiful looking stock on the day, not up big percentage-wise, only 11%, give or take, but an incrementally higher high and higher low step up with the volume weighted average price acting as an obvious level of support. That 4 1/3 would not have been a buying area for me had VWAP not been there. So saber rattling, all the shorts to the long side over here. Good look on that one. APLD as well. This one, less interesting to me. And I'll explain why. So this is putting in lower highs. So it looks like as if maybe the shorts are now in control of this monster as it incrementally puts in lower highs. And it's also trading below VWAP, and it also hasn't respected VWAP as a level of either support or resistance. So, I mean, it zigged and zagged through it there. The VWAP here doesn't look like support or resistance. It looks like a line of best fit. And that is not why or how I use VWAP, so it's going to have to either respect it or, you know, I'll look to see on my side charts if it's basing its levels off something else, maybe the 10 or the 20 exponential, and I don't think it is. So those are the ones I'm looking at right now. I also have CYN, but this also broke down below VWAP, kind of looking very similar to AIFF in that it had a big bull flag up and then now using VWAP as resistance. Last but not least, TXMD. That's the middle one over here. This looks like a W pattern in either case. What the hell happened over here? Show yourself. All right, well, we're going to bring in the side chart over here while we adjust that. TXMD, it's kind of, you know, it has its moments. It's able to break above VWAP, a buck and 2/3 the high of the day, but it's having trouble staying above it. So unless and until it can get above there and stay above there, I'm going to stay hands off. All right, MLGO rejecting 785, so it wasn't able to work into 8, but look where it's coming into. The 10 exponential moving average. And if you've ever watched the show and seen me trade these small cap gappers, I've said once and I'll say it again, I use the 10 exponential relative to the price action to gauge overbought and oversold conditions, mostly overbought conditions because I don't short these. So what do I mean by that? When the price action gets extended away, and I don't have an exact price, okay? It's more by feel. Extended away from the 10 exponential, I like this one to pull back, get closer to, doesn't have to touch the 10 exponential, but it has to come closer to, otherwise I feel it's a bit extended and I won't punch in at those highs. Right now though, it does look like it is defending that 10 exponential coming into 6 2/3, right back above 7 it goes, into about 7 1/4, 715. We'll have to see if this one's setting up for a third bull flag on the day. MLGO Adera up 520%.
Oh my gosh, just a light 520.
Just a light 520, not a big deal.
But yes, I was short this Lilly. Like I said, initially like the 892 break. Then sometimes what I'll do is I'll use areas that I was going to use as my entry as a stop if I notice we're basically staying below them, right? Or staying above them if it's a long. So I got short here when we broke that 890, 60 area, basically around the area I got stopped out because I noticed that was a bit of an area. We broke below it. I got short. This worked for about a point, and then we kind of came back pretty violently. As of right now, I got stopped out top wick, so, you know, pat myself back. No, I'm joking. That's
frustrating.
Yeah. It is frustrating, but, you know, Sharif, it's all
okay.
good.
It's okay.
It's
you
cool.
move on, yeah.
I liked the short. I get why I like the short. It probably would have been pretty short-lived anyway, actually, pun not intended. So we're going to have to wait and see. I will say missing that Tesla 345 short kind of cooks my biscuits a little bit or whatever. It's a phrase you want to use. But yeah, I mean, and now look now, Sharif. Now Lily's doing the ask creep so beautifully, and she kicked me out, you know. I don't want to rush back into this. I don't want to do that. But if we break below this kind of little trough area here, what is it, 890, 889, 70s, I'm tempted. I think right now she needs to figure out what she wants to be when she grows up. But if she does that, I want to get involved. What other stickers are people looking at for me? Someone mentioned, Grab. It was Grab Holdings. So I knew it was one that I would not necessarily be my cup of soup, but I definitely want to look at the chart for you guys regardless, because that is what we do over here at Trader TV Live on this midday show.
Do you like pho?
Like pho?
Yeah, pho. Yeah, I know. Most people don't.
I've never tried it. I don't think.
It's not spicy.
No, it's not that. I just don't know if I've ever. I don't
Because you
remember.
said soup. And,
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I tried that Dawn where they like mush it in the bowl.
Don't worry about
recently.
it.
That was really good. So Grab, I have to say, Grab looks like. I mean, there's no lit Grab here. I think with Grab, what happens is Grab could not grab onto VWAP, and right now I don't think I'd be grabbing Grab. I'm gonna be honest with you. We had this beautiful push to the upside off the open.
Holo is
really
breaking
great
out.
look.
Yeah.
Then we make a slightly higher low. Then we make a lower high. It looks kind of bull flaggy, but since we can't hold that $5.04 level, I have to say, Grab is not something I'd be grabbing here. We're also now rejecting the 90 MA. But we're staying above the $5 level, so if you can hold $5 support, maybe of interest, but the fact that we're rejecting previous support is a little bit yucky for me personally. Yeah, I'm not rushing back into Lilly. I don't have any reason to. I stand by the trade I attempted. Sometimes you can try a trade, you like it in theory. It doesn't work, that's fine. On to the next one, so that's cool with that. UNH though. UNH is getting interesting here. We are below the 90 MA, but more interestingly, Sharif,
Yes,
would you call this a flat bottom break at VWAP? Because I think I would.
Oh, absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Oh, God,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. So what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for a break of this low here in the 15 minutes. So these 15 minutes are getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to use my trading view to do a lot of my charting on here now. So we're by VWAP. We're by a VWAP. This candle low here, this is 56.85. Previous one, 56.69. One before that, 88. So I want to see here us break probably in mid 456s to get comfortable. And you wouldn't have to risk very much because prior bar high is like pretty small. Yeah, you're risking like 2 points, which for a spready taker, that's heaven. Sometimes on AppLovin or Lilly, you got to risk like 4 or 5 points. So I'm like, if all I have to risk is 2, I am very cool with that. I have no qualms. I'm qualmless, Sharif. So I'm going to be watching.
That in a while.
Yeah, right. It's been a minute since qualmless. So what else do people want to look at? Tag me, let me know. Thank you, Robert Kirkwood, for the kind words.
Shout out to Jay Lee, the OG. Holo is doing Holo things because, well, if you've traded small cap gappers before, you know all about Holo. I'm in it right now at 73 is what the beak up. They're into 77s, high of the day. It's coming back down now. That's fine with me. I'm very interested, though, in getting more at that $1.60, okay? The reason is that $1.60 acted as a whole bunch of resistance earlier in the day. It didn't look like a flat top breakout, but you guys get it. You know, when we come into that general area, $1.58, $1.60, $1.62, that general area does seem to have a whole lot of selling initially on the day. So I'm not in much of a position right now. So let's go ahead and throw some resting entry orders on this bad boy. So I'm going to put the first one, excuse me, a second over here. There we go. Now we're going to wait there at 69s. There we go. And then I'm going to wait a little bit lower as well at 65s. We'll throw one there, and then I'll eventually wait all the way down at 61s to defend that 60 level. So that's my move right now. I've de-risked a little bit on the way up, but I want to see what Holo has to do here. There we go. Now we got some there in at 69s. Now I'm waiting at 65s and again 61s. Anything I would say below 56s, we're going to give up. We're going to have to get out of the trade because that's no longer for me at that level. So the 10 exponential moving average is at 57s. VWAP well below. VWAP is at $1.50. So it's going to have to hold up definitely above that level for me to stay interested there. Let's go ahead and throw out some orders if we can. There it is. There it is, right back into the high side, HOLO. Let's keep tabs on this one. 76 is now showing up. I'm waiting at 77s and then 78s. Let's see if this one wants to keep popping off right now. HOLO, the book is super, super dense. As you can see there, look at the amount of just orders sitting there on the ask that are churning. Look at how the time and sales, look at the size of these shares coming in on the time and sales there. So very thickly traded right now, not giving me the 77 prints despite the fact that it flashed 77s. We'll pack our patience on this bad boy. I'm still waiting up here near the highs on HOLO. Shout out to Jay Lee for shouting out this bad boy and calling it out. How many shares do I have left? I'm going to keep my eye on this bad boy. All right, so we're holding some shares here. I'm going to take that one off. I'll take that one off as well. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher over here. I don't want to take out too many too quick. And then we're going to wait. You know I'm going to wait at 82s. You know I'm going to wait at 82s. I'm old. I'm 100. Okay, I was born in 82, so that's kind of why I always sit at 82s. Here we go, 78's now showing up with the size getting taken out there. Well, rejects a little bit on that level. I'm also keeping my eye on Holo, guys. Holo has defended the 10 exponential moving, MLGO. I'm obviously on Holo right now. I'm keeping my eye on MLGO before we send you to Neil's lesson of the day. It is currently defending that 10 exponential moving average. This could be the second formation of the bull flag. I would not expect the same length of consolidation. Sometimes when you're on that second or third bull flag, the consolidation sideways takes a little bit longer to manifest and then break into the high side. That $8 break, though, should be on everybody's radar. Neil, what do you got for us today?
Welcome, everybody, to another lesson of the day. Don't bet against Adara in a pun battle. That's number one. So, look, I love Obi. Obi's my boy. Obi, we all love Obi, appreciate, shout out, all that good stuff. But Adara, I think she got you. We need to figure out some terms up in this, and then we'll be able to get that done. Now, obviously, that's not the lesson of the day. I always sort of start it with some nonsense and then go into the real thing. Preparation. I only have 2 examples here, but they both fall in the same line when it comes to your market prep. We always think of our market prep as, what are the stocks I'm looking at? Why? What are the big themes? What are the ideas? Make a watch list, make the price areas you want to trade around, make a little bit of a trade plan, like all of that stuff. There's a few things out there that I think can get missed along with that plan. One, which I do every single day, and I manage to do, make sure you go over what were the things that worked the day before, like if maybe they're not popping up, what were the things that worked the day before, and what are the things you had the good read on that you should be revisiting, they're at the same price areas. That's an easy part of the prep. 2, if you're going to execute in the stock, start thinking about a few things. Oh, I like the short in XYZ, and this is where it all comes from. It's down on earnings. Now, when did we know this was down on earnings? Last night. So I already knew this is a possible short opportunity. When it was trending down off the open, again, I knew it was a short possibility, but the little things. Do we have locates on it? Here at Real Trading, shout out to Real Trading, scan the QR code right in front of you. It's a complete coincidence. Here at Real Trading, if it's not easy to borrow, we can pay a ridiculously small fee. Just as an example, MLGO cost 0.00091 cents per share. For a stock, it's up 500%. Block is essentially nothing. It's basically free, but it's a small fee, and you just have to go in and do it. It takes about 10, 20 seconds to do, maybe faster if you're faster on your keys, but I didn't do it. And anybody want to guess the exact moment that I realized that it wasn't easy to borrow? When it was trending up at the open into the resistance area I wanted to short off of, broke trend, and I went to punch short and didn't get any shares. And that's because I looked and saw the message. I'm like, what, did I hit the wrong key? Oh, there's no locates. And I'd missed the curl. By the time I got them, it was a little bit too late. But it just comes down to preparation. You know the stocks that you're interested in trading in. You should know what markets they're on. You go back. I should look at every time frame chart for XYZ, block. All these things need to be done. The other thing that you should do, especially during earnings season, is, and I do this, I'm going to try and show you the iPad here, right? Like I got an iPad up. Why is it not? There we go. I got an iPad up. I have all the symbols I'm usually watching. If it's a number next to it and some notes, then it's got a key level that I'm playing off of, or it might be an idea that I want to trade. I'll pick usually the best of these that I like. But if I have a name on there and it doesn't have a number next to it or a level next to it, it's because it's in play or a usual stock that I just need to go over. Now, when there is an earnings name that was a big mover, even if I don't have levels or didn't trade it the day before, it's on that list. And it's on there for a reason, so that I will call it up and look to see if there is a trade, because it should be part of the names that I go over. Now, I didn't trade Carvana yesterday. However, as you can see, there's a pretty good reason why it stayed on the list. Down, continuation when it lost a key price level, and a tank off the open. Now, I'm not saying I would have caught this trade, but I didn't even have it up, and I broke a rule. Like, I have it on the iPad because it's an earnings day 2 play, and look at what happens. At the open, it flushes off the pretty obvious level. Like 246 is either a breakdown, or you could just say the afternoon resistance at 250. Wherever the heck you get in that range doesn't matter. It's a continuation earnings play. And this is part of your daily preparation. Everyone always thinks about, oh, the money, all of the money that you make is going to be, I picked the right stock to buy and I was right. Or I picked the right stock to sell, and I like that's where you make all of your money. That's a part of it, 100%. But the other part of it is in the work that you put in when the market's not even open or when you're not even trading. And that's that little prep. Do I have locates on the thing that I might short today? If I looked at all the stocks that are on my list that should be in play to make sure that I don't miss a really good trading opportunity, a really key price level, it would have only taken me an extra couple of minutes out of my morning to find Carvana. But I just didn't, I just missed it. And sometimes that's going to happen to you, but that's what preparation is. It's not just what we all think of, the simple, okay, yeah, I've seen all of the gappers on my list and let's leave it at that. And now I'll just worry about what prices I want to buy all the best stocks. It's not that simple. There's always more work to be done. Just because you didn't trade it yesterday and it's in play doesn't mean you shouldn't look at it to try to find an opportunity, because a lot of your job as a trader is to find opportunities and then wait for them to give you the trade. So you can't find them if you're not looking, and you can't execute them if you don't pay for the locates, Neil. So make sure you're prepared, everybody. Just take sometimes a few seconds out of your day to make your day. That's your lesson of the day. And that worked.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, just lozenging. We have re-upped on the Advil, and we are ready to go here for the rest of this afternoon. Again, I apologize, a little bit sick, but certainly not sick of these here markets, though I am sick of, as I was telling Sharif, getting randomly wicked out of things. So let's talk about that. UNH, I love this flat bottom break short. It looked great. You know what it does? It goes and wicks me out. And it slips me. But you know what? That's okay. Because it is what it is. That's the thing. I know that's such a trite saying, but that's the truth. And you're not going to get 100% of the trades you make, but I followed my rules, so I cannot be too pressed about this. Now, would I trade UNH again? I would have to I need to check how much, because I have like a rule about how much I'm allowed to trade again on tickers that I've lost on, just so I can, try to spread evenly and not lose everything on one ticker. But if we break above this 459, I kind of like that. I like that as kind of a reversal, but it looks like much like what a couple other stocks have been doing today. It wicks me out and then continues to do what it was already doing. So good times. We're going to wait and see here. Do you want to talk about MLGO? Are you still? Oh, you're not.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
That's a crazy move, though.
It's insane. All right, guys. Sorry to interrupt there. MLGO is flying here, guys. We're up 665%. This could be the second quadruple-digit winner of the year. I forget the name of the first one, but we had 1,000% winner. I'm talking about these above $1, right? Maybe we've had them south of $1. I don't know, because I filter below 85 pennies. But this one is on one. It's bull flag after bull flag after bull flag. I perceive us to have had 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth. If you look at it on the this is the 5-minute chart. This is the fourth bull flag. Bull flag, very simply, a move up. Typically it's a diagonal move up. Sometimes it can be horizontal because the price action can be so aggressive. Then you have a sideways period of consolidation for a little bit, and then it breaks above that consolidation area again. Wowzers, this thing is on 910 high a day, not punching in at these highs. I should have been taking it in the mid-8s here for the break into 9. That was a mistake by me, but I was just coming back from the bathroom. And this one, I got to show you guys the side chart over here. Look at the respect, the just ridiculous amount of respect that this has for the 10 exponential moving average. And that is the green solid line on this chart, right? Like, it doesn't even breach it, Adara. All the times that it pulls back, it is just holding on to the 10 exponential. So if you're able to shadow the 10 exponential, or if you've got the compunction to be able to do it live, well, then do it, because we're doing it live. No, seriously, though, guys. MLGO, there it goes again, new high a day. Yeah, I'm just not punching into these levels, but I know a lot of you guys are taking it, and fantastic trades for you guys right now. I can't punch in at these levels in good conscience, because it can turn back against me and get ugly real quick. You could lose $1 quick as you like on this. So I'm going to vote long, obviously, on the Playmaker poll. Shout out to, obviously, the Playmaker, and then Joe, who came up with this whole thing. So I'm involved right now in Holo. I'm involved in IVVD. Both are very close to getting stopped out. So maybe we will concentrate fully on MLGO if and when we do get stopped out of HOLO and IVVD. HOLO, I got to let you guys know, I got a couple of beak wetters left here. It's either going to break 80 or I'll get stopped out. Simple as that, okay? I'm not taking it out before that. IVVD, this looks like it's, okay, it's breached the 10 right now, the 10 exponential on the 5. I'm talking about IVVD. It's at the 20. Here's the deal with this one, though. Look at this price action resistance. We'll see if it's support this time around. I'm talking about that $1.56 to about a $1.58. All right? What does this mean? Oh, well, typically, sometimes with these small cap gappers and just technical analysis in general, when you have an area crest and then you clear that area crest by some distance, it then acts as an area support. So I perceive that area crest to be about $1.56 to about a $1.58. So my plan, oh my God, MLGO is 737%. That's just crazy. I look away for a second, it's got a 10-11 high a day. But back to this one. So if this comes into my area here at a $1.56, which is exactly where I'm in, I'm going to give it to about a $1.54. So I will risk a couple of pennies on this one, but I'm going to be very interested in adding to this position here on IVVD at that level if it does hold up. Now, I don't have to be quick to add, okay? Excuse me. I'm going to move up my stop because my stop was below a $1.44 because that was the area crest. I'm going to move it up to about a $1.49. And I'm going to watch to see what it does in and around this area. I will add into this area if it does hold. Now let's go to the one everybody wants to talk about. MLGO, back into $10. There's a seller there. He just got blown through like it doesn't even matter. 10, 11 high a day. We're zigging. We're zagging. A bit of sell right now coming in at that $10 level. Should be expected. Not only the whole dollar level, but it is the $10 level. So you'll be seeing a lot of profit taking. We're about to hit 800%, but there's a whole lot of push and pull, tug of war right now between buyers and sellers at this $10 level. We clear it, and then shorts are either coming in quite aggressively or people are taking profits at this level. So there's a whole lot of chop and churn right now. Make sure, please, you know, we always say this because we want you guys to be around as viewers, obviously, because that's how we do well. And the only way you guys are going to continue to watch is if you've got an account to trade with. So don't blow it up. Use sound risk management skills with MLGO and all these other very volatile small cap gappers because they can be quite bamboozling and quite dangerous to trade. So if you're not experienced with them, you know, and you want to get involved, trade with something small, get your feet wet, learn the ropes, and then, you know, then really size in there once you feel that everything is kosher on that end. So we'll continue to watch MLGO right now, guys. Great move up and a good look. What you're doing, Steph, bro? What are you doing, Steph, bro? That's a crazy name, all right. Sharif, Adara, do you guys know why crypto names are down even though BTC has been up? Good question. Let's have a look at crypto. Well, crypto technically now, at least on my watch list, is down 0.5%, but everybody's is a little bit different because your reset for percentage up or down the day could be different than mine. I'm not really even sure when my platform resets, but I see it down at about 98,000 right now, down 0.5%. You're absolutely right. All the crypto names on my watch list are negative, with the exception of HUT8, which is up 0.82%, but nothing for me to do there. We'll be trading these. I don't know exactly why crypto's up, but we've been doing that, you know, the dance that I anticipated we would be doing between 90 and 100,000. That's been the case for the most part. We've had our occasional break above 100,000, but my bias was genuinely that we would range from 90 to 100,000 for, I don't know, a period of months, weeks. We'll see until we get that big boy catalyst. I'm assuming that big boy catalyst is going to be that strategic Bitcoin reserve or another, you know, central bank, foreign or sovereign wealth fund, whatever. Bigger institutional buying, bigger, you know, nations or central banks buying this and holding it as an asset. I think that will be, that's just my opinion. That will be the, you know, the thing that moves the needle over here for crypto. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, guys, MLGO is coming back down into $9. It's an ugly looking topping tail candle right now. So we did reject 10 technically. And now we're back down to about $9. I'll keep my eye on this one. We'll see exactly what we're up to there. The Hayes records, $800 on the day. Could have been more if I held my ES short. I'm going to drop the cash for you, Hayes. Number one, because you're trading the ES, which is the big boy futures trade, as opposed to the small boy future trade like me. I used to trade the MES, and that was still dangerous because it's a prop floor. And, you know. But yeah, shout out to you, my man. That's a big trade on your part. We're going to shout you out. Good futures trade there, no question about it. Drops trades. Sharif, can you pull up MLGO chart and zoom out and show them how last time this went up around 20 and then dumped so they know what they're dealing with? Thank you. Well said. Let me just have a look quickly at this holo over here. I'm waiting at 79s. It's showing me 79s, but like last time, there we go. Now we get the print on holo at 79. Please as punch. Let's let that one cook, and then we'll have a look at MLGO so that I can kind of explain my point there, and everything can be good. All right, so let me show you the daily. This is kind of what I mean by these are around for a good time, not a long time. Imagine being up here. And this is after it's split a zillion times since this. So it wasn't 3,500 bucks. It's reverse split, excuse me, 100 times. But imagine being up here and holding that down, right? Like, that's what I mean by that. Like, and you can tell this is a former runner. Now this, to make my point though, this can be a good or bad thing. What do I mean by that? Well, I want to know when I look at the daily that this is a former runner. Well, why? Because I want to know that it has the propensity and the ability, Adara, to be able to run that 80%, that 100% on the day.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So what I do is I look at the daily chart to see what it's done in the past. Now, that's the good side of things because I'm trading it intraday. The bad side of things, if you're trying to invest in this company, you hate life. Well, clearly, look at this
so
thing,
dark.
right? Yeah,
but I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Right? That's the situation. So when I look at a chart like this to a person who is an investor, they're going to be like, what is this garbage you're looking at? And they would be right. But to me, I'm not an investor, at least in this stock. I'm day trading this stock. So I want to see that it can do these type of moves. But thank you very much to Drop Trades. Makes absolute sense for me to show you that. Jay Lee, MLGO market cap went from $12 million to $120 million and say, that's the way these do, Jay. Go Rats. Sharif, Trump signed an executive order to control something near or the SEC. I don't know anything about that, to be honest with you.
I'll look
SEC,
into it.
yeah. Adara's, well, you don't worry too much about it over there, especially if you're trading. I'm just looking at the top screen over here to see if there's anything SEC related. Not that I'm seeing, my man. So once we get eyes on that, I will report on it. Joseph Birch Music, Shadow Theory. I don't know what that means, Joseph. What does that mean, Adara?
I don't know what shadow theory means.
Jag, Sharif, ES on an expanding triangle on the 30 minutes starting the 14th of February. Easier to see it in the 30 minutes and using regular trading hours. Regular trading hours. Now you're talking my language, my man.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
No extended hours over here.
Yes, so let me take everything out there. Let me show you. I've got it over here. So here's the ES. Let's go to the 30. So for this particular chart, I've removed pre-market trading and after-market trading so that I could have the clear look there. But let me just remove pivots because they distort the entire situation. So this is the 30 right now. So Jag says, Jag, my man, I like the way you think. Okay, so 61.60, flat top break, and then you're looking, I think this is what Jag means, that ascending wedge starting from January 13th, it's been higher low, higher low, higher low, and a higher low, baby. Yeah, perfect. I know I suck.
I like it perfect.
All right, no, but here's what I mean. Let me show them, Andre. It's this right here. So I'm assuming this is what you're looking at, Jag, right? That ascending wedge. This looks awfully flat top breakish. I'm bullish on the market. I've made that clear in my thinking and in what I've said. So yes, I completely agree with you on this. This is an ascending wedge on the ES. It's a 30-minute look, the March contract. Shout out to Jag. Good look there, my man. Joseph, shadow theory is a Ross Cameron thing related to the look back on the chart. I did not know that, and I follow a lot of what Ross does. Thank you for letting me know that. I've been seeing what he's been doing lately. He's been printing up a storm on some of these small cap gappers. He's a good trader. Yeah, I know there's a lot of theories about him. I don't subscribe to them. So that's my little 2 cents on that. What are you doing?
I'm short AppLovin. I got short. So I want to clarify. I know sometimes we'll talk a lot about getting into trades at low of day or high of day. This is actually a strategy of mine, and I have no qualms about doing it. So I did get short AppLovin low of day. And as you saw, I also got long MSTR at low of day on Wednesday, so I have no problem taking these low of day trades if they set up for me. why did I do this? So look at this. This is just beautiful, Sharif. Like, we get a little swoopy swoop. We get a rounded top, if I've ever seen one, and we just quadunk. So I got short 427.50, currently at 423.50. I want to take a third of the position out at 422.07 because that was a little bit of an area here. Because if you see, we're really in no man's land for AppLovin because we haven't really been, I mean, we kind of pushed past this area on earnings day one. We haven't really chilled there since. But I like this too because this 427.50, that was also yesterday's low of day. So if we're past today's low of day, if we're past yesterday's low of day, I have zero qualms about shorting this thing. And I gave it 2 points of risk, which for something like AppLovin, actually pretty good. With that in mind, I could have and should have taken more size on this, but I also wanted to give myself opportunities in case I want to get involved in anything else because it's a bit more of an expensive stock. I like expensive stocks. If I'm going to put all my buying power in AppLovin, I can't go with Tesla, or I can't do the dance with CrowdStrike, right? Both of which I'm looking at today. But before we go, we actually got a piece out. Nice. So we're third out of AppLovin. Like, what was this, like 5+ in the money? So I'm cool with that. My next profit taker is going to be 417s. So I should probably get that set up. Other than that, I'm going to leave a piece for the
trade, Adara.
I'm going to move my stop too on this pretty quickly. So that's going to be, I'm doing prior bar in the 3 because with these ones that break down, I don't even want to give it to the 5. I want to be quick with it.
Makes sense.
So we're going to do 426.79.
Yeah,
where
and
my
this
stop at.
thing moves dollars at a
Right?
time.
Yeah, exactly. So 426.
I got to do this quick ad read.
Perfect. Do that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Unlock the nuclear renaissance with Foremost Clean Energy. Leveraging one of the biggest mega trends on the planet. We're talking about nuclear energy, baby. Partnered with Denison Mines with properties strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium. This undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market and offers unparalleled growth potential. The future is nuclear. Foremost is your energy on the NASDAQ under FMST and on the Canadian Stock Exchange, the CSE, under FAT. FAT.
Where's
or
the
go to foremostcleanenergy.com for details. I like that ticker, right, Dara?
I like the ticker. It's a fun ticker. I was just surprised by it being. It's funny because I've seen someone in the chat sometimes saying, is FAT a buy? And now I feel like maybe they were talking about Foremost.
Well, that's on
I was
the
always
CSE,
trying to figure out.
That's on the CSE.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, still, because I don't even know if there is a FAT on the NASDAQ or the NYSE. So either way, shout out to that person, whomever you are, because I got a kick out of that. But yeah, you're right, Sharif. That's the thing. That's why I like to keep my stops tight on these breakdowns on these spready tickers because AppLovin has already bounced pretty significantly, but I'm chilling. Because I have a stop. My stop's at 426.79, so we might get stopped out. That's cool. If it's slippage, it'll probably be pretty bad, but that's fine because we're chilling, because we're not emotional when we're in these trades, Sharif. I am pleased as punch with this exit I had. Like, I'm really pleased. And in case you're like, why did I choose this kind of arbitrary looking area? Basically what I do sometimes when I don't know where to take profit on these is I'll kind of zoom in on the 15 and see were there any interactions. Back on earnings day, we did have a couple bounces here at that level on the 15 on earnings day. So there we go. And yeah, so we end up getting slipped pretty heavily. And with that in mind, I get stopped out. Drum roll, please. We got to keep 15 cents on the remainder of this position, but that's cool. And now it's going to reject again. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I tried to do, and I want to shout out Sean for this, was give my stops a little bit more room to breathe because I used to set them like basically exactly where the level was. Now, if I'm going to do prior bar, for example, the prior bar 3 actually was 426. I think it was 74, so I gave it 77s or 79s because I wanted to give it a couple pennies, right? Sometimes that still doesn't work. Sometimes it does, often it does, sometimes it doesn't, but that's cool. I'm not going to chase back into this even though I did get stopped out top wick because that happens sometimes and you got to move on, you got to chill. Very pleased as punch with what I did with that. And we did make money on the whole position, but again, it wasn't about making money. It was about taking the trade that made sense to me. I really liked that trade. Now, what else am I looking at right now? First, I want to do a moment of silence for the shorts I wasn't able to get filled in. MSTR.
Do we have that Undertaker thing, Andre? I don't know, because that was Fabian's
I'm going to put some violins here. I tried to get short MSTR through 1930s. We're now at 316.30s. Some sad violins for me. Tried to get short Tesla, 345 breakdown. Didn't get filled there either. So I only say this, there's like, thank you. I mean, the sad, whatever the minor key depressing version of that is. But anyways.
Minor, huh?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm a music person, right? Major, minor. Major sounds usually sound happier. Minor's a bit sadder, so it's like, ooh.
You're not
Anyways,
getting my joke.
what did you say?
A minor.
Oh,
I'm like, come
I didn't even hear you
on.
say it. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess the stock, I don't know if the stock's not like us, but it certainly didn't like us, or by us, I mean me, because I did try to get short. I didn't get filled, but that's okay, because you got to keep on moving, got to keep going. MSTR might actually give me another opportunity for that short, Sharif, because look where we are right now. We're this 317.40. I like this 317.40 area. That was support.
There, huh?
Oh, I think so too. I would need to figure out where to risk though, because we're coming into that mighty fast. AppLovin actually might break back out of that time. So I'm watching AppLovin. I'm watching MSTR. I'm still watching UNH, but I don't think I can take another trade off that based off my rules. So we're gonna wait. And Lilly has just been hanging out like in a $2 range. And for Lilly, $2 is basically a spread. So I'm not touching that unless it makes a decision. So MSTR likely is short for me. And AppLovin, I want to see what you got to give me over here. How are you doing?
Okay, so here's the deal, Adara. We're going to be at 10-minute halt minimum right now on MLGO. Here's the tap. The theoretical auction price is a little bit higher than what I reported to you guys earlier. It was $5.99, $6 when I was responding to people in the chat. That has since moved up to 6 3/4. Still well below that 713 halt level. So just for you know, keep everything kosher over here, we did halt at 12:17.50. The current time on my watch, 12:26.32. So we are, if this is going to be a 10-minute halt, we have another minute and a half, minute 20, for this bad boy to unhalt, to open up again. So keeping tabs here on MLGO, very interested, is still dealing with this. It's a little bit below the 10 exponential, but that's fine. It can quickly reclaim it. Volume weighted average price, just for context over here on MLGO, sitting right at $5. So we're well above VWAP. We're also a little bit above the 20. Not like I want to base anything on the 20 EMA, because it really hasn't danced with it at all. It's been more respectful of the 10. 675 right now, bless you, Ram, is where we're at on the 20 exponential moving average on MLGO on the 5-minute chart. So I'm keeping tabs on this one. It's up 520%, was up much higher when we were up at that $10.11 area. That is the high of day right now. So we're getting awfully close to that open time. We are, I think, if this is going to be a 10-minute halt, we're about 13 seconds away, 10 seconds away now from opening up. So let's watch in real time to see whether this is going to be 10 minutes or we're going to have to add another 5 minutes on this. I want to let you know, if you're a newer small cap trader or a newer trader in general, here it is. So it is a 10-minute halt. We are now open. Where are we at? So we're zigging. We're zagging. We're south to 7 right now. Let's see where the buying goes. Up into 90, seller at 87s. Pushes this one back down, trying to hold the $0.50. Again, I want to remind you guys, the VWAP is at $5 area, but we also have price action, support, and resistance to deal with here. What do I mean by that? Well, this is one of the bull flags. I perceive this area from over here, right up here to be a bull flag, and this being the consolidation area. So that's a 6.5 area where we consolidated. We are defending 6.5 for the moment, underline that, for the moment, but we're also straddling 7 as resistance. So we're locked in a bit of a $0.50 range right now. Here's 7. Above 7 we go. The selling comes in aggressively, coming right back down to 6.5. Do we hold 6.5? For now, we do. So we're still straddling that $0.50 range right now, with support to the south side being that 6.5 and 7 acting as your big boy resistance. Coming down now below 6.5. So this one is giving up the bid a little bit here. Let's see if it continues to move back down or we move back up into 6.5. MLGO on one, baby. Now, if we give up 6.5, what's the next price action support level? Because we have $5 is where VWAP is at. So that's still a ways away. I perceive 5.5 to be that next area of possible support, despite the fact that VWAP's at 5. Why? Because look at that price action crest there right at 5.5. That's one of the other bull flags that I perceived us to have formed on the way up. So we'll see if, number one, we reclaim 6.5 quick as you like there. So number one, we'll see if 6.5 gives up here. If it does, I'm looking at 5.5, then 5, and then below 5. It's not tradable under my system. I won't be trading it below the volume weighted average price. I can promise you that. So right now, it's hands off. I don't know what the hell it's going to do. Is it going to take 7 or is it going to lose 5.5 or 6.5? I don't know. And I don't feel bad for not knowing. So let this one cook. Let it manifest. Let it do what the hell it wants. And when it's ready and then it's got a trend under its belt and we can discern that trend, I'll get involved with Dara. But right now, it's a candle of indecision that just closed right now on the 5-minute, a doji candle with equidistant top wick, bottom wick. It's trying to work its way back into 7, but this is a candle of indecision right now at an area of indecision. I won't be touching it until it figures what it wants to do. So that's the look there. What do you got?
I was going to say, so what you're saying, Sharif, is there's a little bit of indecision.
A little bit.
Just
Did I say that enough?
I don't know if you did, though. That's why I wanted to clarify, Sharif. Anyways, all jokes aside, shout out to Sharif. Shout out to Lily. You're going to push back.
Is that 2?
I think it's been 2 now, because I did the one for the AT&T daily chart.
I
But,
need
like,
that screw's loose there, okay. Dara. You better be careful.
Oh, yeah. Obi's going to, like, start. He's just laughing over there all mischievously. Shout out to Obi eating that chicken. How's the chicken? Is the chicken good? The chicken's solid, apparently. So shout out to that. I took this short on Lily, and I tried this earlier. Did not work. It's cool. We got wicked out. It's fine. But then we broke that area again, and we actually had more lower highs, so I could risk a little bit less. So I got short 890.50. I basically posted mid-print, and I'll explain why in a second. I'm risking to the current high of the 15-minute, which also happens to be this kind of trough high here, which is basically 891.90s. Now, why? Okay, now we're breaking down, Sharif. Why did I do that? I'm going to take out some at 888s. So I did this because sometimes, and I've talked about this too, sometimes with these spready tickers, what happens is you're not going to get printed if you sit and wait. You have to basically strike. And when I start seeing things I really like, I realize that, Dara, patience and sitting pretty ain't always going to cut it. So I wanted that 890 breakdown. We're at 890, I think it was 890 10s maybe on the book. Or on the bid, we're pretty chilling on the bid. But then the ask start to creep to the downside. So we're at like I think it was like 890, 99, 890, 98, 97. Then we go to 86, 72. And I'm like, Adara, if you don't get short now, you're never getting that short. So I slammed into it, pushed at 880 or 890.50. So I basically like midpointed it.
Adara,
was able to get filled. Please interrupt.
Viking Therapeutics, guys, is skyrocketing. There's news coming out. It came out 27, so that's 5 minutes ago. Unconfirmed rumors from M&A blog about a possible acquisition. Shout out to Bovin, man. Thank you for pointing that out, Bovin. I didn't have eyes on this. Viking Therapeutics rocketing up from 32. We were trading at 31.60. Up in a straight line up to 35.60 right now. It's up 11.5%. This is the headline. Watching, I don't have any more information than this. Watch, this is Benzinga. Thank you, Adara. We'll give it to you in a sec. You got it? Go ahead.
So yeah, apparently something called Betaville is circulating that PFE, Pfizer, might be specifically targeting Viking Therapeutics.
Thank you. VKTX Escape Planet is the ticker there. VKTX. Traders circulating confirmed rumors from M&A blog about possible acquisition. Let's see how this one wants to trade. Do we get that big boy kind of pullback right back from the depths of where we came, or do we kind of have that continuation? It's not a bad spread right now. 11 pennies, 35 high, showing me 89s there on the low. Okay, so now it's tightening up a little bit. 5 penny spread. Let's see if this one wants to continue on its merry way. VKTX is one that we know. It's been a small cap gapper before. It's not a small cap gapper in the technical sense. It's about $3.8 billion market cap, but you know, it has these outsized moves. So VKTX dropping off though. It's about $1 off the highs, 35.60 give or take is the high. Down into 34.60 we go. Could we see a bit of a bull flag here? What's the situation? So this one is going to work its way onto the side chart. We're going to replace APLD. Yeah, we're going to replace APLD, VKTX. I just need to see this on the 5 a little bit clearer. Well extended away from VWAP. Here we go. It's reclaiming 35. I'm getting involved here. Let's try to take this bad boy to the high side here. What do we got? 22s? I'm riding on 22s, baby. Let's see if we can get that move up. I actually do have 22s on my car. Like, that's not actually a joke. That's genuine truth. So we'll see exactly there. 35.22. Oh, wow. It's really dropping. That was a dangerous trade for me. All right, here's the deal. 34.50 is going to be my line in the sand. I will not allow it to go more than that. So we're going to go ahead just like this. Allow me a second here. to kind of get my bearing straight. It looks like I may have punched in at highs here. Probably not a good trade. But yeah, whatever. We're going to give this one the old college try. I've already put in my stop, so if it gives back, it gives back. Let's see if this one wants to run up here. I'm still not seeing anything new coming into my headline, despite the information that Adara did give us there. But I'm well out of the money. 35 22s. It's showing me 50s now. I'm about to get stopped out of this one, so we'll take our first L of the day. No worries. And that's kind of trading here. I see you, Tisha. MLGO back on one right now, trying to take out 7.5, but it's having trouble, Tisha, with that $7.5 area. So I want to see what it does above 8. Look at this area, Tisha. We had trouble with this area before we moved into 10. So if we can clear this 775, maybe 8, I think it's a bit of a better trade there. Oh, I did get stopped out, sadly, of VKTX. So we'll take an L there. Dang, bro. Get back some money there. Didn't like that. But we'll look to do a little bit better right now. So VKTX stopped out. Too bad.
I will say that I like that you still took the trade, because one thing I work on sometimes too is like you want to take a trade, but you're like, oh, I'm in the money. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of
right. But if you have the opportunity, sometimes you have to take it. It's always going to be a bit of a catch-22. So I mentioned earlier I had my sad violin solo because I missed this Tesla short. But Tesla, I mean, I was in it earlier, obviously, way earlier. Tesla might give you this opportunity again here, Sharif. Yeah, we're going to try this here. 340, let's do 30s, and we're going to give this, we'll get in here, and we're going to risk here too, 341 30s, because I know that's the point. I'm not giving it that just because it is a point, but because I think it is the fair risk. Because why? That is A, basically the 90 MA, and B, it's the top of that little consolidation range. I find, oddly enough, like trading on the midday, maybe because I don't think I'm feeling like I'm forced to take more trades. These are the same type of trades, but I like prior bars. Sometimes the prior bars aren't going to give you the proper setup. In this case, I think this little trophy top-ish area with this double bottom is the appropriate area to go, because if we get above that, then I'm clearly wrong. But I like the selling coming in here. I like that we're at 340s. I want to see us crack below 340, Sharif. Will we? I have no idea. I don't know. But I like a low of daybreak. You saw AppLovin, which is now broken even lower. I like that type of setup too. That's really my steez, if you will. It's my type of trade, so we're going to wait and see if this happens. Lily, though. Thank you, Lily. Please just punch with my girl, Lils. Why? Because, Sharif, we are, we're doing quite nicely here with our friend Lily. We got short 890.50. We are currently at 887s here on Lily. And I'm going to be taking out another piece at VWAP, not just because it is VWAP, though, because it's above this little chippy-choppy triangle we broke out of. Now, I want to get a little bit before that triangle, because with spready tickers, if you want to get out, for example, like right at, example, 900, if you're long, I would do I like doing 889.50s or something, right? You want to give it 50 cents because they could be slippery on you. Slippery. Those amigos. So I want to be aware of that. I want to be cognizant of that. Bernard Tan Youngin saying, think Tesla should be going to 330 with a little smiley face with his tongue sticking out. I mean, I would love that. So thank you, Bernard, for saying that. I think Tesla would like that too, because, Sharif,
yes, ma'am,
we've broken lower on Tesla. We're almost a point lower from my entry.
Ridiculous. So
I am not going to be, this is not a situation where I'm going to be like moving my stop crazy. I'm not going to be taking out any profit here. I think right now a reasonable stop would be 340.15s, which was that prior consolidation. If I'm going to use consolidations to get in, I should be using them to get out. So I'm not moving the stop yet, though. Right now, I don't really see that I have a reason to. And I think part of why I got stopped out of this Tesla short prematurely is because I think I moved my stop prematurely. So with that in mind, what else are people looking at? Please tag me, guys. If you have anything you want to see. Mama said knock you out, says Tony. Shout out there to Mr. Cool J. I like that. Jag saying, Adara is the pun queen. Obi has no chance. Feels similar to your I bet that was Joe. All hail the queen. I mean, I don't want to say, I don't know if that's true. Some people were saying they like Obi's puns better. I think we did a poll once too. Like, do people prefer Obi's puns or Adara's? And people, I think, voted for Obi over me. So I want to give Obi the credit where credit's due. Obi's looking very mischievous there. Oh boy. Oh, those eyebrows.
How's the food? It's good? We got a new caterer. So I don't know.
I like the new caterer.
Yeah, so do I. So I don't know if the big boys talked about this on the big show, but we have a new caterer as of this week. Oh, baby. That's all I got to say about that.
Me too.
Sandwiches on sandwiches. Yesterday we had, oh, you weren't here yesterday. We actually got boiled eggs.
Really?
Yes, and I took quite a few.
Apparently,
I
Obi
say how many
stole
I
my
took.
food, so I mean, it makes sense I wasn't
Well, I
here.
mean, you weren't here.
That's fair.
Right? Like,
That's fair.
okay, got that.
But like, while I'm not here, Obi's taking my food and starting pun bets with me.
And yeah, and he was quite confident yesterday at Dara. He
Apparently
was
so.
very confident. He's like, I'm
Apparently
going to
so.
bet on myself. And, you know, there's... I'm just teasing.
No, we're joking.
I'm
It's
playing,
all
brother. I love
smiles
Ob,
over
man.
here.
I love Ob.
Shout
All
out.
right, guys. I'm doing well here. I got stopped out of that piece of crap stock, VKTX. Oh, my God. It's rocketing to the high side off VWAP. I traded that one wrongly. But in any event, I'm doing well here on IVVD. This is taking out the highs. IVVD just took out 77s. I'm waiting at 82s. Just because I'm superstitious like that. I'm going to look for a decided high at daybreak. I mean, we were at 76s prior to that, so 77s, not exactly a huge move up. But this is what I'm talking about on VKTX. I traded this one incorrectly, and that's going to happen from time to time, especially if, you know, it's a breakout stock midday like that. Let me show you what I did wrong here. This was a textbook hold, bro, on the volume weighted average price. Topping tail candle comes right into VWAP, and all the buying comes in aggressively. So people had this traded the right way. I traded it incorrectly. Here it comes into highs and about $2 off that VWAP. It didn't spend a lot of time there, okay? And if you were trying to get filled a lot of shares that you may not have, this 5-minute candle had about 732,000 shares print. So there was enough liquidity probably to get in, but unless you had a resting order, you may not have been first in priority. So VKTX still headed to the upside over here. Good look for this name. Let's keep an eye out on that. But MLGO is also recovering a little bit. But Tisha, I don't know how you feel about this. It's been having trouble with 8, and it's continued to have trouble with 8. I think I was talking to you about this 10 minutes ago when we were still south of 8. So it definitely feels like the selling is a lot stronger right at this 8 level than it was at 8.5, 9, 9.5, maybe not 10 because we ended up topping tail at 10, but we're having a lot of trouble with 8 right now on MLGO. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. If it wants to continue to the high side, I'll get back into this bad boy. But it's all about how poorly I traded VKTX. That's occupying my mind right now. Look at that recovery, and I got stopped out twice. I tried on this one. Here it comes. It's going to take out highs, 35, 57. We're showing 44s right now on VKTX. We'll see if this bad boy wants to continue up to the upside. Mr. Long Shorts, I only got filled small size, took the scalp looking for lower, but I may miss it now. Thanks for the heads up. No problem, brother. You traded it better than me. Jay Lee, Holo is still a play off 150, it seems. I'm keeping an eye on it, Jay. HOLO, there it is. So I got stopped out break even for the remaining amount there, but I did have a high day print. I'm keeping an eye on it simply because it's at VWAP. But I'm not going to get in, you know, just because it's at VWAP because it could lose the bid. It's been down to, I believe, $1.34, so it could easily see that level again, Jay. And besides, we're putting in lower highs right now. I'm going to pack my patience on this one. If there's a trade to be had, I'll jump all over it. But for the moment, gonna steer clear. Sharif, I could have bought the deep dip, but didn't. Sitting currently waiting for the trade. Get it, Tisha. Tisha, small cap gapper trader, guys. So if you're looking for those small cap call outs, whether it's in the morning, she's there in the morning in the chat, or whether it's midday, sometimes she's with us midday. Shout out to Tisha, great trader, and keep your eye out on her levels of there.
Yeah, I'm still in both my shorts. I'm chilling in both my shorts too. I'm actually I'm not even moving the stop on Tesla right now. Like I said, if I do move it, it's gonna be to this basically just above 340s. But right now I'm gonna chill because I do not want to be premature. Don't want to be hasty. I'll give you a try. But if you stop me out, then I will say goodbye. So tell me what I want. I want to take profit on Tesla.
Really
No. Yeah, I don't even need to take profit on Tesla. But Sharif,
Yes,
I have to say a big thank you to my girl Lily.
Okay.
Like,
How's she doing over there?
she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Look at her.
Can I tell you, I was looking at the same trade. Great for you, though.
Thank you.
That's a great trade. Where are you at right now? 884. So we have the same thing. Yeah. I was looking at I was like, is my chart frozen or something like that?
No, she's
great trade there.
Thank you
So where are you
very-
looking to wet your beak? And
So-
why are you wetting your beak at 883? What's the move?
Well, I like, okay, do you see kind of these interactions here? We have this kind
do.
of push into.
Yep.
That's why I like 883.
Okay.
At this point, I've took out 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. I'm holding the last 40%.
Oh.
I'm keeping that last 40%. I'm doing what Obi did with Unity. I'm just going to let
Apple.
that hang out and chill and do what it wants to do.
Apple's breaking out aggressively.
Is Apple breaking out aggressively? Let's find out more news here on Apple.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Do you?
I'm looking here on X.
Huge breakout here for Apple. Ridiculous bull flag right there, guys. We got the big boy breakout through the top. 247.50, give or take, was the top end of that bull flag. It was foreshadowed by higher lows, and here it comes. That is an aggressive buy there, aggressive bid on Apple. I'm not seeing anything other than the fact that they pulled out of their data protection service in the UK, which I could not be more pleased about. I'll wax poetic about that later.
There is something else.
Go.
So apparently, this was 50 minutes ago, though, but it could explain this. We already heard reports that Tim Cook or Tim Apple had met with Donald Trump. And now apparently Donald Trump has said that he met with Apple's Tim Cook and said that Apple will be building plants in the U.S., not for Mexico. Some people are speculating apparently that's good for the U.S., but bad for Apple. I'm not sure if there's any veracity to that. But either way, I think it's worth noting that this did happen. It was reported earlier, now confirmed by Trump. He and Tim Cook had a little bit of an iMessage. No, I'm guessing they met in person. But you know what I mean? They had that FaceTime.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're gonna lose, bro. I'm sorry, but are you noticing what's happening over here?
Did you see what John Del Seno put in the chat?
What did he say?
Adara is the pun queen and Obi is the innuendo prince. And I mean, I don't think he could even argue with that because, I mean, innuendos are happening all over the time from that side of the desk. I mean, I've said cameo. I feel so badly because I'm always putting on this man's name. But
what's happening, Tisha? MLGO's breaking out. I missed it. I'm sitting there like a schmuck looking at Apple. Yeah, breakout there on MLGO. There it goes, right above 8. Now we're starting to squeeze a little bit over here, but it's still a little bit thicker. But it's good. It's a good look right now. You can't expect it to move in the same way that it was before because there's going to be bag holders at 8.5 and 9 and 9.5. You guys get it. There's bag holders likely up until 10 that may want to get out of Dodge. And also, there's people that like shorting these bad boys at the top. That's not me, but there's lots of people that do that. There was a trader on the floor here. That was his modus operandi. He'd look for shorts for a big squeezing stock like this and then wait till the area he perceived to be the top and then would go all in on the shorts. And that's a move as well. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one, certainly MLGO on one. But I wanted to point out the clear divergence today between Apple and the overall market. I'm just going to show my, what's it called over here, the Mag 7, because there's going to be a trade on Apple here. Now, I don't know exactly how to do it. We'll have to watch. But everything in Mag 7 world, literally everything, down and to the right. Most of them are at lows. Apple is at highs. So clear divergence right now between the rest of even like Uber and Netflix, neither of which are Mag 7 names. They're both down and to the right. They're both at day's low. So there's got to be something afoot here with Apple, some sort of trade that we can have that we can extract some profitability off of. It's just about who I'm going to remove over here to put AAPL. Let's keep an eye out on this one. Let's see exactly where I'd like to weasel into this one. Okay, so this is still well off the highs. I'd like something possibly around maybe down into about 247.80. I don't think I'll get that. Probably 248 is the worst it'll do if it continues to trend in the upward direction, but I'm not punching it at highs. I just won't. Yeah, but this is taking out the day high right now, so it's on one. Let's see how far or aggressive this bad boy goes. AAPL, Adara is at the day high.
Yeah, I mean, someone's certainly chomping at the bit to get involved in that name. That's for sure. Chomping at that Apple bit. Ooh. Now, Lily is being like an angel. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I think it's getting boring. As Hearst Scrambler said in the chat, Lily has in fact broken VWAP. Lily is just flying to the downside, losing a little bit of weight there off that, which is funny because I said I wanted to see that 888 breakout. I thought if it broke that level, that we would have a really great breakout. And it gave us it was pretty flimsy. It gave us 5 points. I was in the breakout. I'm happy I was in the breakout because I've been looking for that, as I said, since earnings on Feb 6th. But it was a little bit more anemic than I was looking for.
Okay.
But in the meantime, add.
With an FDA-cleared proprietary database of over 77,000 brain images, Firefly is transforming healthcare with AI-driven diagnostics, providing a clear, data-backed understanding of brain health. After more than a decade and over $60 million invested, Firefly is advancing the commercialization of its brain networks analytics platform, bringing the technology to clinicians and pharmaceutical partners. Firefly is enhancing the diagnosis and treatment of conditions such as depression, dementia, anxiety disorders, concussions, and ADHD, while also accelerating drug discovery and early screening for conditions like Alzheimer's. Guys, check out Firefly trading under AIFF. And by the way, up about 18 to 20% today. So not a bad look at there. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay, yeah. And CEO Greg Lipschitz, he actually appeared on the show this morning. So shout out to Greg.
Apparently we were him for a little while.
We were him.
Yeah.
His name was us for a little bit.
fun.
But yeah, shout out to our boy Greggy. Go Gregs. Also, go Tesla. Because I was just about, and I think it's good timing. We had the ad read, and thank you, Sheree, for the ad read. Thank you, Firefly. And before the ad read, I was going to call Tesla my problem child. Like, oh, Lily's so well behaved, and Tesla's being all naughty. But like, Tesla's actually doing the thing, I gotta say. So I did move my stop. I know I said I'd be a bit more patient with this, but I stand by this. So where did I move my stop to? 340, 21, 21, 21. I'm going to admit the 21 here was kind of arbitrary. I really could have done anywhere in 340 teens, but I did not want to get wicked out. So that's why I did to 21s. And I said this to Neil too once on the recap. If there's ever an opportunity to take profit or risk into 21s, I'm going to take it. I'm just going to do it. If it's near there, like Neil has 42s, you have 85s, I have 21s. So that's cool with that.
Like that?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, so TSLA. I actually am really down to add, and I'll switch to the 5-minute because I have the 5-minute on my side charts for some reason. Sharif,
yes, ma'am.
If we break this flat bottom break at this 339, I'm adding to Tesla.
I like that.
I'm not going to add like a ton, like I like my entry, but I'm willing to get a little bit of extra meat into this position. And by that, in terms of proportion.
Are you gonna shrug?
Yeah, I'm going to do, thank you, Sharif, for mentioning my favorite moment. And this is actually stock related too. So I don't know if anyone, we all know Phoenix, our boy Brian Nickel.
There you go.
And so before he was the CEO of Starbucks, the stock that Obi mentioned this morning, he was the CEO of Chipotle. And while he was the CEO of Chipotle, he had a little TikTok video that I was obsessed with, where people were like, Brian, people are weighing the bowls, and there's like a massive weight in the difference of these Chipotle bowls. Bri, why is this happening? Why, Bri? And he was like, well, you know, all you have to do is just go to the counter, give them a little, and then they'll add more for you. Our guys and women, and we'll add more. And I was like, the way he worded it was like so 1970s. Like, I've loved Brian since that moment. I did add to my short here. So let's go. Get it, Tesla. Get it, Brian. I'm not moving my stop. I like that 340 21s, and I still like it with this average.
21.
Yeah, 21. Though, might have pulled a bit of a fast one here with me, TSLA, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm not panicking here. I checked my chart. I have no reason to like be hasty getting out of this. I don't even see a profit taker for Tesla till 335s. So I think 336 is either way.
Holy cow.
But Lily, Sharif, Lily, I am pleased as punch. I'm going to let you talk because that is beautiful, and I'm going to put the beat butter for you.
So I'm very pleased that you're killing it on that side of the desk. I'm pleased as well. We're doing quite well there on VKTX. I've exacted revenge. I got in at 80s. I've taken it out there into 30s, so very happy with this trade. Also, IVVD, drink with that top, boy. Give me my money, man. There we go, IVVD, done this trade. We were in at 56s, took 86s. That's a lot for a dollar name, so I'm happy about that. We'll look to do a little bit better next time, always trying to improve. Here, VKTX, now I'm waiting at the $0.50. Show yourself. I'm still waiting there. 48s is where I'm waiting. It's showing me 44s right now, so we're gonna have to pack our patience here on VKTX. Can't take out the top, and if we can't clear this level, this will be another lower high, despite the fact that we also have higher lows. So I'm back in my patience here. I feel like we could have a big boy breakout here on VKTX, but we are being met with aggressive selling into that 35 1/3 to 35 1/2 area, give or take. Here we go, and boom, we take out the level of there. We're gonna drop the cash right there, baby. So VKTX, happy with this trade. Let's take off that dip trade. It is no longer relevant. So keeping my eye on this bad boy. Now I've got to set up for something else. I just saw that MLGO just put a topping tail through 8. Surprise, surprise. And coming right back down, I felt that the bid, or sorry, yeah, the ask here was heavy. It was a thick ask. And
were you Obi?
I know, right? He's the innuendo king, but you know, I can innuendo from time to time.
Yes, you can.
Right? Shout out to Ob. He is the one, Canope. So this one, look, it had definitely some selling there into 8s. Like you could feel that. You could kind of see by how the bid was being kept down. But look, The good news about that is, even though we rejected 8 for now, underlying that for now, we still have higher lows off that doji candle that we printed at 1225. So higher low situation coming in here. Maybe we get that higher high. We're going to have to take out that higher high at about 8.5. So we'll keep tabs on that. IVVD is continuing to go, and I have no more shares left on this monster. This is going to hit $2, guys. It's up 57% now. I didn't earmark this one as a potential big boy breakout. This one looked like it was thickly traded, especially how it was trading around that $0.0075. I felt, that there was not the kind of aggression that we're getting or that we're seeing right now with IVVD, but I couldn't be more pleased about it. So that is it. Shout out to Damian Oliveras. I see you, sir. I see you. All right, let's see what the dead one Apple's doing. It's topping, tailing over here at about, give or take, high 248s. Let's bring in the Mag 7 and have a look at Apple. So it looks like we got a bit of a double top there on the 5, right around 248.69. Is that actually 69? It is 69. 248.69. So Dara, we got the 10 exponential on the 5 hanging around that whole dollar at around 248. So ideally, this pulls back in, and then you get that double whammy of the 10 exponential and the whole dollar level at 248, and then you get a bounce back up. That's the ideal situation. Now, keep in mind that even though Apple is strong, the market is weak as hell. The NQ is down 1.25%. The ES is down 1%, Ob? There's no reversion. There's no reversion. He's been looking for the reversion. Ob, we're down 2% on the Russ. We're down a 1.33% on the Dow. Shout out to all. Michael Noss is so funny. He's like, the kids don't look at the Dow these days. It's like, what are you, like an old man?
I pulled up the Dow because he mentioned
funny,
it.
yeah.
And the UNH sell-off, he was right. Made it
Saw
very
that?
interesting. So shout out to Michael Noss.
Shout out to Michael Noss. OG Noss boss. So guys, for real though, I'm looking for 248. 248 is incoming here on Apple. So it behooves me to get ready for it. Where the hell is Apple? There it is. Okay, so here comes 248 area. Let's see if the buying comes in and around this area. So the 10 exponential is 247.86, but the whole dollar level obviously is 248. So a nice reversion there off the top. 248.69 HOD on AAPL does seem to be finding a bit of a bid here on the whole dollar level. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my way in. All right, I'm going to work my way in. Oh, wow, it's not even going to let me in, bro.
Knock on the door. Ding dong. No.
Yeah, I had an interesting animation there, but I'll leave it for after. So I'm going to wait at 248.05. It's already getting away from me, Adara, so that kind of sucks. And then I'm going to wait at 88. Why? Because the 10 exponential is in the mid-80s. So this one does seem to be finding a bid right now, right off that 10 exponential, right off the whole dollar. I'm still going to wait at 05s, zigs and zags. I'm in no trades right now, but I'm trying to weasel into Apple right now, up 1%. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, Tesla. I'm not going to lie, I was a little, I don't want to say stressla because I wasn't stressla, but TSLA and this 339, I don't know what it is. We broke it. We actually false broke it. I would argue we lit grabbed it a little bit here. We make a low of 338.50s. And Sharif, we do not want to stay below 339.
No, we don't.
Like, why not though? Tesla.
Good question.
Asking for a friend. Let me know. Just tell me, Tesla. But yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it. We're chilling. We're my stop is still 340.21s. So once the clock strikes 1, I'm gonna move it to the prior bar 15. Why? A, because I think like there's not a ton of really clear profit taking areas here. And B, the prior bar of 339.89 I think is enough of a gradual step down for me. So I'm going to do that once the clock strikes 3. In the meantime, though, I want to talk about Lilly because I have to say I am pleased as punch. And I said this to Sharif off camera. So this is, I think, in the chat today as well. It's been amazing that I've been able to come here on the midday this week. And every day I've come, a spready stock has been like doing awesome things.
That's good.
I'm so happy, Sharif. So right now we have the stop here at the prior bar on the 3. So it's like 885 halves. I am not taking any more profit. I took my profit. I arguably took too much profit. We have 40% of this position left. And to quote Hamilton, I am not going to waste my shot, or I'm not going to I won't throw away my shot. I think I got it. I am not Lin-Manuel Miranda. I apologize. But But yeah, I like this look here on Lilly. And honestly, Sharif, are we
ma'am.
going to flat bottom break again here with this 882?
Believe it?
I don't know.
Setting up.
I kind of is.
Setting up that.
I don't want to assume anything. But one thing I do want to say, because you were talking about VKTX, you had that awesome trade of VKTX after. I know it got a little bit like sassy with you earlier. But one thing with that is that's what's great about this market. Things can go kind of iffy, and then you just have to hunker down, stay focused, find trades that work for you, and you're good. Like I was a little bit discouraged after the UNH stopped me out. Clearly, I was wrong about that. That's okay. Then I couldn't get filled in the MSTR short. That would have been 10 points in the money. That's fine. Just keep focusing, finding the right opportunities. My girl Lily said, "Hi, Dara. You want to trade me?" And I said, "Lily, I'd love to." And I got involved. Tesla, though I initially couldn't find the first short. Now I'm in a short on that we might get stopped out of, but that's not the point. The point is that you try it, you set it up, you trade it for the trade that it is, not the trade that you want it to be or that you think it should be, and then you keep on keeping on. And that
Keep
is
on
my
trucking.
TED Talk. Keep on trucking. Also, I have two more shout outs I want to do here. So I want to shout out Hearst Scrambler in the chat saying, could Lilly have potentially dropped because of the news on VKTX? And I want to do more research on that, but I find that pretty interesting
Actually,
because
really
I know Neil and I believe maybe Nick W in the chat as well were saying VKTX is a potential buyout target. That was always kind of a thing. I know Neil said he was looking at the stock specifically for that purpose. And so with that in mind, yeah, I mean, they do weight loss. That could impact Lilly a little bit. We'll have to wait and see there. But I think it's something I want to do more research on, so I want to thank Hearst Scrambler for saying that. I also want to shout out our pal Michael Noss, because you mentioning it reminded me, he was actually here in person a couple weeks ago, and I had the honor and the privilege of being able to sit up there next to him at that desk, and I learned so much from being able to sit there with Michael Noss, even for a couple hours. So shout out to the Noss boss.
What a great guy.
He knows, like, he's so knowledgeable. He's always willing to talk markets.
Very liberal and very what's the word I'm looking for? He's very kind with his time.
Yes,
he
exactly.
Gives you the
like,
time of day.
It was awesome,
right?
And I felt so. I'm a really new trader too, but he was totally. We talked about my journey. We talked about what stocks we were looking at, different
and
approaches.
You had great interviews with him too.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was actually Andre's idea too, which I want to shout out. Like, when you throw on Nos, maybe you guys talk. So I really appreciated that. That's awesome. I'm going to have to move my 3-bar prior on Lilly, so I'm going to do that. But shout out to everyone here. I am so happy to be back here again.
Hey,
that's awesome.
I'm loving the vibes, man.
Thank you.
Straight
So
up.
am I.
All right, we're back in VKTX. I'm long Apple. I didn't even realize till I looked at the board. Oh, baby, here we go. 97s on Apple. Let's take a note. We're going to wait up here. Oh, wow. Okay. So now I have to manage 2 trades right now on the dead one Apple. Let's see. We're zigging and zagging 97s. Let me think about where I want to put my stops over here. So 247. Let's go. 247. Yep. All right, there we go. So let me just see quickly here. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to go just like that. And then we're going to go 247. Yes, there we go. And then we'll go like this. Okay, so we're going to give Apple a little bit of room. Go very small size right now, so it's going to have to hold up above this area. Otherwise, want no smoke. Now, this is the trade that I've got on VKTX. I wet my beak there on the pop-up. Into, you better believe it's 69s. I'm at 46s. Now I'm waiting up here, 35.83. It's showing me 50, but there's a lot of chop and churn at this level. There we go, 66s, 68s. Can we get a nice breakup? Now we've got the bid above the $0.50. That's important because the bid was having trouble breaking through the $0.50. So we're not getting that continuity quite yet. I'm waiting at 82s. We just showed like 70 something. Boom. 80s now showing up. Show yourself. There we go. 83s now. Boom on VKTX. Yes, again on this bad boy. Taking it to the high side. Up 13%. This I perceive to be a flat top breakout, right? How come? 35.5 reject, 35.5 reject, 35.5 consolidate all the while. When you had that flat top, look what we had. Higher low, higher low. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? Higher low all through with that flat top. Good look right now on VKTX. Took out there for a nice 40 penny winner. We'll do a little bit better. I put my stop, obviously, a little bit too tight on Apple. I got stopped out there. Small share size, though, to be quite honest with you. So let's see if it holds 248. Let me flip back to my Apple chart. This is interesting here. I just don't want to get caught on the wrong side because the market's tanking, guys. We're down almost 1.5% right now on the NQ, and every single Mag 7 name and the Mag 7 adjacent names, like Uber, like Netflix, at least they're adjacent for me. They may not be for you.
That makes sense.
they're all red. Let me give you some data. NVIDIA down 2 2/3. Tesla, as you can see, down 4.5. Amazon 2 3/4. Goggles 2 1/4. Microsoft faring the best of the red names. 0.83. Meta 1.12. Netflix 1.63. Uber 2.14. And Apple is up 0.8, but I feel like, you know, that's dampening the up move here for it. So I don't want to be caught going long these Mag 7 names only to get caught on the wrong side. So yeah, Apple didn't get the memo, Belinda. That's funny. I like that. So I think, yeah, it's somebody in the chat. You okay with that name? Yeah.
That's so funny.
Look how it came like so aggressively at her there. She didn't do anything to deserve that aggression, by the way. I'm sorry, Ram.
Have we ever heard those words before?
Yeah, she's never said sorry to me. One time, she told me to shut up, and then she immediately,
remember that.
and then after that, once I let it go, it was like,
and you didn't even
fingers,
hear it. Yeah.
Shut up, everything. Everything became like clear, and Sharif is a hater. Look at this. You see this? You see this? I apologize.
Yeah.
See how she comes out in the chat? I'm telling you, Adara, when that hostile work environment suit gets filed, you will be subpoenaed. And you will have to decide whether you perjure yourself or whether you stand up for Ram. It's gonna be all out there, Adara. It's gonna be all out there.
So you're making me J. Cole now in the Kendrick Drake beef. You're making me J. Cole? Well, I'll put it this way. Unlike J. Cole, I'm gonna take a side. And that was a read. That was shade.
Good time.
That's all I'm gonna say there.
Team Ramin. Neil has ended it right there. That's it. I'm going home. All right, I'm quitting. I mean, it's over. He's going like this. It's over. All right, we're having a good time, guys. It is Friday. We're chilling. We did some good trades. This girl's in like several dollars short here. We have had some good small cap gappers. Can you send Andre some tickers?
I can. Sorry, I didn't even see the message.
Because I sent him the first one, so you know, get your opinion in there, so we can have some good the good afternoon rundown, guys. I saw that IVVD. Making me look bad, man. I mean, really, like, you feel great about a trade. You think you've got, you know, an excellent one on your hands, and then it makes you feel very silly because it goes like 20% past your exit there. So the best exit I had were double eights here on IVVD, and this went all the way up, Jay. I saw you there talking about the short into 210, so fantastic look right now for IVVD. This one keeps going long. Shout out to Mr. Positive 199 Super Chat.
I like that name.
Verizon looking great. VZ, let's have a look. Let's bring it in over here. VZ, let's have a look at what, whoa. What are we doing here with Verizon? Oh, okay. They're offering upgrades here. So upgrade to iPhone 16e and save with incredible offers, says Verizon. That can't be it, man. Or just upgrading to the 16e. A lot of people are saying that 16e may help a little bit with sales just because you can get Apple Intelligence. You get that A18 chip, which is in the 15 Pro and 16, not the 16 Pro, but in the 16, as well as some other stuff. So we'll see if it moves the needle or not. Hard to say at the moment. But Verizon, fantastic look on the day. It's up 1.25%, a little bit less, 1 1/5. Let's throw in the ticker and then do some wider time frame analysis. But good call out there, Mr. Positive. Verizon is quite directional, and it's moving. It's very respectful of either the 10 or the 20. The deeper pullbacks, as you can see, bounced off the 20. As we work our way up, it's really finding support at the 10, or so it seems. So let's have a look. This is the daily on it. Let's flip back a little bit, go to the weekly, see what the situation is. Yeah, so, you know, these telecom companies, I think they had their moment in the sun, I think, in the 2010s when they were making higher highs and higher lows, because that's when we were exploding with mobile, right? In the late 2000s, early 2010s, when we got, I think, 3G technology. After that, we got LTE, and then you could really, you could really surf the net and do stuff off your phone without feeling any lag. But since that time, I think mobile's kind of dropped off, and these companies have been income generators for the dividend rather than capital appreciation moves. 62.5 all-time highs, and as you can see there, that was during January 2020. We couldn't break through 62, and we haven't looked at that price since. So interesting look here on Verizon, but intraday, not a bad look there.
I want to mention here, Moderna, thank you to Obi messaging me here in the Google chat, to use an Obiism, here to let me know. Apparently there's Moderna news. It looks like apparently there's another coronavirus feared to be powerful enough to spread through humans discovered in China. I think Darwin mentioned this earlier in the chat too, so thank you, Darwin, for letting us know. Ramin is screaming no, but yes, Ramin, that is the story. Apparently, more coronavirus stuff, so keep an eye on mRNA, anywhere that's doing some vaccines. With health-related tickers on in mind, I actually want to talk about Lilly because I did get stopped out there on my Lilly on the 3-minute prior bar high. But I have to say, I mean, I'm not going to cry over spilt shares here. Like, I'm really happy with what I did with this trade. Like, we had the short, took about $6 on it, even with the stop out. And that's okay. I think I might try to break out again if it wants to reject VWAP. By my rules, I can short this again, so I may. But I don't want to get too excited to, like, you know, popping off over here. Also, TSLA. What did I do with Tesla? I did take a little bit off here at this 338.50. It might be premature. I took off a very small piece. It's less than a third. I just took it because that 338.50 was just so, like, we were bottoming, tailing it. We were chopping it. It was like a Dara. For your peace of mind, take a piece off here. And that's what I did. So we're chilling. I'm happy with that. Now, my next profit taker is at just above 337s because I went back on the 15-minute. I did notice some interactions around there, so I'd like to be cautious. I'm going to take a piece out there. That will be about, it's going to be about 40% of my remaining position, but I actually don't want to take off that much. So I'm going to take off 20% of the remaining position there. Actually, no, we'll do 30. We'll do 30. We'll do 30% of the remaining position there. So here's my thing too. I want to talk about this because I think it is it's good to have plans. You want to have your plans for your trades, but also sometimes your plans have to be a little bit improvised because, you know, to quote Mice of Men, the best made plans of mice and men go off awry. So have your plan, but be willing to adapt a little bit too. As Michael Scott of The Office says, adapt, react, readapt, act. Because I find, like, one of my things with trading that I think is a really good asset, I'm a huge rule follower. I love rules. I'll be like, oh, I can't get out till this point. I can't take profit till here. However, these rules can actually hurt me sometimes because I'll be so caught up in my rules that I won't take profit where it makes sense to do so. Or I'll ignore my better judgment because the rule says you can't take profit till here, or you can't put this. So, like, you know what I mean? That's not really healthy, and that's not conducive. So I'm trying to find balance. That is why I ended up switching up this profit taker here with TSLA a little bit because I want to leave enough room to run. Thank you very much to Ike Release for the kind words. Shout out to Jay Lee, 145 apparently here.
GJ.
With, oh my gosh, that was, oh, I like that sound there
My
from
bad.
Sharif. No, I mean, this is not a bad thing. That's how my throat sounds naturally right now. I'm not going to judge. But yeah, you got to roast yourself sometimes. Let's take a look at the daily chart for NVIDIA. Jay Lee saying NVIDIA can go 145 plus on earnings. So, oh my God.
What happened?
Okay, Sharif, NVIDIA, I don't even see 145. I think we need to get above this 146 halves level. Why do I say this highly specific level instead of the more popular 145? Well, NVIDIA, I'm going to be honest here, Jay. What I'm seeing is, since we made, okay, we kind of double top for one here, January 7th, 2025. Slightly higher high, but around that 154, right? Then lower high, and a lower high, and a lower low, and a lower low. So in the new year, I would make the unpopular argument we're kind of downtrending in NVIDIA. I think we break that downtrend if we have this decisive hold of this 146 area. That's my take. That being said, I don't disagree with your thesis. I think there's, you know, we've had a nice little uptrend since we made, not the DeepSeek low, but the low since then, that February 4th low. Since then, we've been in a nice little uptrend. I like that. I think it's a pretty good look, so.
Adara, we're late.
Oh, no.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
Usually I rely on Joe for that. Thank you very much, Damien.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit of an allergy attack over here, so let's have a look at the SPY. What are we at? Let's go to the 5. So I'll keep this one on my phone, and we'll give them to Joe so we can enter in as we agreed. So 602.42. That's what we're entering.
602.42?
Thank you. 602.42. That's where we're entering on the SPY. And then we're going to take profits, Adara, at 604.42. And then we'll get stopped out.
Definitely.
So, yeah, looks like it because the market's taken. At 601.42. I mean, we got $1 here.
Yeah.
And everybody obviously voted long, as they typically do.
I voted short. I
always vote long. I can't help myself.
I don't blame you. It makes sense.
But yeah, anyway, we're really selling off aggressively, guys. It is a red day for the overall markets. It's not really red for these small cappers. They're all moving. And there's some other non-small cap names that are moving as well. well with headline-related looks, but very, very negative day. Now the Russell 2000 is down 2.5%. The Dow is 1.5%. The NQ is 1.5%. The ES faring the best out of the bunch for now, down 1 1/3. So blood on the streets, no doubt about it there. We'll keep tabs on that. Guys, I'm looking here at IVVD. It's been respectful of the 10 and the 20. It hasn't even gotten into VWAP since, I would say, like 10:30. So it's pulling back a little bit now off that 210 high day. It's an ugly topping tail candle, but as I've mentioned many times, topping tail candles on small cap gappers are not as operative as when you see them on a large cap or something with, a bit more, a bit less volatility. So the fact that I see a topping tail candle here is not going to keep me out of this trade. But what I want to see is a hold of the 10 on a closing basis, and then I'm going to look to weasel right back in here. That's my move right now on IVVD. I'm keeping an eye out on that. I'm also keeping an eye out on the new highs that are continuing to be printed here on VKTX, Viking Therapeutics. Higher highs and higher lows. Now, if you're charting this on a 5, which I always am, the range per candle on the 5 is quite wide. Let me give you my kind of thesis on that one. So the previous candle that just closed, high 36.42, low 35.40. So you're doing $1 per candle here on the 5. Why does that matter? I'm always going to say this because it's good for risk management. That has to influence your profit taking as well as your stop loss placement. So if you're keeping your stop too close, like say 40 cents from your entry and you're getting in at the high, well, most likely you're going to get stopped out because it's about $1 range per candle. Unless you're catching the breakout with perfect timing, and what are the odds of that? You might get it every now and again, but it's not something that you can repeat over and over and over. So I'm keeping my eye on VKTX, no doubt about it. I could get back into this one, as well as I mentioned, IVVD. IVVD's got a 4-candle red setup on the 5 after that topping tail, so I don't think this one is done selling off yet. By the way, we're getting close to VWAP. Where's VWAP at? That $1.75. That $1.75 is also an area crest, a previous area of resistance. We got into $1.75, weaseled down to 160. So I'm all eyes and ears at this $1.75. It's VWAP, it's price action resistance, previous resistance, hopefully this time support. So I like my chances there, so much so, we're throwing out the order, Adara. We're going to put it at 76 as the front run in case that buyer exuberance prevents the price from coming right back down. We're showing 79s right now. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that MLGO is putting in higher lows. It's not a flat top at that 8 because we did wick above 8. As you can see there, we wicked all the way up into about 880, give or take. Can't really tell on this chart. I'll have to look at the other one, but we are putting in higher lows on MLGO. So this one could be getting ready, poised for another breakout to the high side. It's up 562%. You have to assume anybody looking at a scanner, if they have the right parameters, they're going to see this bad boy. So they may want to get in, obviously, as well. So a lot of eyes on this bad boy. It's done 382 million shares on the day, and this isn't a dollar name. It's a $7, $8 name, so that's quite a bit of shares or quite a bit of volume there, Dara. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I might get stopped out of Tesla here, but I'm chilling. And one thing I want to say is, like, I think it's good practice to just kind of get comfortable holding things against you. And when I say against you, I don't mean bag holding. What I mean is you were in the money on a position, or you were more heavily in the money on a position, and then it comes back to gravity, it comes back near your entry point, goes against you a little bit. If it has not broken your rules, if you haven't gotten stopped out, chill. So we did get stopped out here in TSLA, unfortunately, on the 15-minute prior bar. And that was, oh, hello, RIP my chart. That's cool. We'll find him again. If you're lost, you can always be found. Yeah, he's back. So I want to explain what happened. That's why I was comfortable just chilling and waiting. So we did get stopped out here, TSLA, right before that 340. We got a bit of a bounce in the market. But the point I was trying to make before I weirdly cut myself off was I think it's, and Opie said this too with Unity, it's good practice to hold positions because sure, you might get stopped out. You might not be as in the money as you once were, but sometimes things can go great. Sometimes you could have a much better trade than you ever thought you could. So I think there's certainly, it depends on your style too. I think that's huge. But I think if your rules haven't been broken, just chill and wait. And that's why too, sometimes like to having the beak wetter, having your profit taker suit. Please this punch, I got this bottom wick on TSLA. And that was because, like I said, I used the 15-minute chart and then I gave it a couple pennies above that area, around that 337s, We get that wick, then we got stopped out the rest. I am not going to cry myself to sleep, Sharif. I have no reason to. I am pleased as punch. I think slightly, like, maybe lost like 40 pennies on the remainder of that position because I did a bit of planned averaging here on the TSLA, but no trade, no cry. I'm still happy with what happened here, and because the trade worked out, and that's what matters. So MSTR, I'm going to be watching here as well. Also, someone in the chat, Pathik, was saying Trump is speaking right now. I have the Twitter up for the alerts. I'm not seeing anything. If I see anything, I'll let you know.
A daily schedule of when this man is going to talk because he can move the market.
I would like to call it an orange alert. That's what they should call it. And he'll be like, I'm speaking.
Yeah, orange alert. Yeah, a little, yeah.
I want to hear him like we're alerted him talking.
To Amber.
This the big one. This the big one. Something like that, because you know how he says that a lot. We just need him like saying, and a lot of them times it's not the big one. You know what I love too, Sharif, is half of the most recent big ones have actually not given us clarity on the thing they were supposed to give us clarity on. Like, remember that last tariff big one? When he was like, oh, this is going to be the big one on tariffs? And instead all we heard was, there will be reciprocal tariffs?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I hear tariff stuff every day. Every day there's new. Whoa,
right? Yeah, it was just funny that he got so excited. He got like us all hyped about it. He's good at the hypes, yeah. But he was looking at this MSTR here before I throw it back to you.
Yeah, do your thing.
I think this might be umbrella handling, but there's also a chance it's not. So what I'm waiting for is 313s. 313 was a bit of a chip chop drop area. Then maybe we umbrella. If we umbrella, we're not going to hit 313. If we hit 313, and what umbrella, just to clarify if you don't know, umbrella handle is what I call a short pattern. We have a drop, you try to recover, like an umbrella handle, and there's more rain to the downside. So that's what that pattern means. I'm going to wait and see. This topping tail candle is actually making me think it is an umbrella, in which case I want to actually go short this 311.80s area, risk to 313s. I was playing the sad violins earlier because I didn't get filled for a 319 short on MSTR, which obviously would have been good. But what's great about these markets, you have so many opportunities. You can't cry over missing one because there's so many other ones.
Well said.
Shout out to the market. Shout out to everyone for being here. Yeah, so I'm always so happy to be here with everybody. Let us know.
I want to cover this for Todd McLean. He's asking me to look at goggles, Google, guys. So Todd, I'm not sure what time frame off which you're charting, if you're trading it intraday, if you're invested in this name, but do not be alarmed about this. Look, we'll maybe be alarmed a little bit, but everything is down today in large cap world, Mag 7. So this is an ugly looking chart, obviously on Google 185.50. That was that high. Now we're barely holding on, I believe, 180. We did wick below, momentarily below that $1.80. I believe we got all the way down to 179.82. So this is very respectful right now as we see on the SAR chart, the price action that is very respectful, whether it's Meta, Google, Tesla, Amazon, and the future of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. I mean, look at this. This is Meta over here. You don't have a breach of the green line. This is Google over here. You don't have even like a wick through. Give me a wick, bro. Below that, above that 10 exponential. So you're getting aggressive selling. Likewise with Amazon. Look at that, down and to the right, really hugging that 10 exponential moving average. So if you're looking for an entry on Google, well, I say to you, look for that $1.80, see what it does at that $1.80. Do we breach $1.80 or do we find a bottom there and kind of consolidate sideways or even bounce up? Otherwise, look to get short on either the 10 or the 20 exponential on these bad boys. I'm talking about the Mag 7 because they're very, very, very directional to the downside over here. Not really sure why we're selling off on the day. What major catalyst is causing us to sell off, but that's really not the point at the moment. The point is to trade the price action. Now I want to look at Apple again. So oh crap. Let me just remove this. How do you clean up the thing for one candle there? Edit data for one candle. So. Yeah, 247. Yeah, there it is. 247. We'll just say 50 there, and then it'll adjust. It has to be lower than the close. Thanks, Neil. Okay, so 247.20 we'll put. Okay, just gotta adjust this super quick. I do apologize. 247.20. That should be good. And it is. So what I'm looking for on Apple right now, it's back into this consolidation area. So I perceive this to be the bull flag, and then we have the continuation above, and then we kind of rejected that top. So I want to see, do we catch a bid here at around, 247 and a third, 247 and a half? It's a consolidation area I've been keeping my eye on for a second. If we can catch a bid here, maybe move back up to 248, that's still a good trade. So I'm hesitant to want to take anything long Mag 7 right now because the market is just so weak, but Apple has shown that it is running counter market on the day at least. So if we do catch a bid on the future and in the Mag 7 in general, maybe we catch a nice bid up on Apple. And that's kind of my thinking there. You got to assume, it can't just be down and to the right all day here on the future and the Mag 7. So do we catch a bit of a bid? And if we do, does Apple participate more aggressively than some of the others? So I'm long, as you guys can see there, IVVD, just wet the beak there at $1.80. Now layering my orders. This one is not as forthcoming to the high side this time around, so I'm going to be very careful because I know that there are likely bag holders up here that are trying to get out, and they could put a damper on the price action to the high side. So very cognizant of that and don't want to give back too much. MLGO's breaking out again. Okay, here we go. So here is the big boy break. We're not at the highs quite yet, but we had a decided break through that 8.5, a beautiful hold of 7.5. Now it's zigging, it's zagging. It's up, I believe, the high there about 930, 940, just shy of that 950. It's still technically a lower high, right? Because that 1011 is the high of the day, but we broke out nicely there. Now, does it mean we take out the highs? No. But does it put the odds more in our favor than when we were hanging out 7.5 and looking to flat bottom break through 650? Yes, it does. So we'll see what this one does. Good look right now for MLGO. It looks like it's back in business here, but I like it a lot more if it takes out that high. At least that way I know that intraday, there aren't any bag holders at that level, maybe from before, but not intraday. Adara, what are you looking at over there?
Yeah, all of my spready friends are an interesting little point of decision, so that's why I'm not in any trades. I apologize. I'm watching out and waiting here, as Drake says in the song for this thing, scheming, plotting, scheming, getting money. So that's what we're trying to do. CrowdStrike. We have not talked much about this. I had this on my chart. I like the idea of the 426 breakout, which obviously didn't happen, so good thing I didn't try that. The VWAP short, I think I was looking for an entry and then I got distracted, didn't get in. That's fine, whatever, not the point. The point is now, Sharif, we're at a pretty interesting area here.
Yep.
We had a double bottom breakdown, and now we're out here trying to break out from that area. So if we break out from that area, I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see here. The book kind of gave us a fake out long look. We were kind of creeping up on the bid into the 417, but we couldn't take it. So I like that. Now that we're doing a proper bid creep, we went 416.05, 416.06, 416.07. Are we going to get 416.08? I feel like an auctioneer. Oh, we're going to see 416.08, the person in the back, person in the back. No, I don't think we're getting that here for CRWD. This topping tail on the 3 makes me think this is maybe a short, but I want to see some more action on the ask before I get involved. I want to see some action.
Hey.
Because right, like, you know what I mean? I want to see us creep down a little bit. Right now, I cannot make a move with this because I don't have enough on either side telling me to do so. Tesla, which I just got stopped out of, is also getting really interesting here because much like CrowdStrike, much like a lot of the tickers I'm looking at here, we are curling back up on the 90 MA off areas that were previous low of day and definitely look short. So what I want to see here is if we can break above that basically 341s, if Tesla can do that, and then I'm down to Mesla with Tesla. And what else? MSTR did umbrella handle. I didn't get in. That's cool. I also think it might make a higher low, so I don't want to mess with that. Crowd, though. Crowd, I think, might be my best candidate, but I need to see something on the ask before I get involved. And then AppLovin. So I had this short. I was proud of this short at the time. And then I got literally, Sharif, I know how you feel with these trades. You get wicked out like this because look at that.
Oh, God.
It's okay.
Don't even show me that. That gives me anxiety.
I'm sorry, Sharif. I did not mean to share my anxiety there. But yeah, I mean, right now here, I'll pull up the book because I still have the crowd book up here. The AppLovin book, we're holding back that 222 area, which is obviously a bit of a bounce area earlier. If we hold that 220 or 422, I don't mind risking here to that 420. So yeah, we'll see if we can get any smoke on that. If we risk to that 420. But I think it might be taken off without me. So I'm looking for, to recap, AppLovin. I'm looking at CrowdStrike. Those are basically what I'm looking at right now. Tesla a little bit too, but I think these can go either way. So at this point, I'm going to be leaning on the order book for my guidance. That's going to be my Jiminy Cricket, the little guy on my shoulder helping me out. What that order book's doing. How are you doing?
Fisha, who are you talking to? Is Joe in the chat?
Or a different guy named Joseph, maybe?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's probably it. I was like, where's Joseph at?
I feel like there might be, like, he's
so
not like the
Pretty
only
Panda saying that Donald is talking right now, and he's talking about how much Tim Cook apparently is going to invest in the United States. So he's looking at, well, Donald's been very excited to announce lately how much everyone's investing in the U.S., obviously starting with that little press conference he had with Altman and what's the other guy, Masayoshi Son, and the guy from not Oracle, what's it called? Larry Ellison. Thank you, Adara. So we're long Apple. We're about 15 pennies in the money. I'm taking some out here at 69s and then 75s next. We'll see what we get. By the way, another Apple headline just weaseled in there. Not like this matters that much because they weren't able to sell too many of them. But Apple looking to expand Apple Intelligence to, what's it called? The Vision Pro. So that's interesting there. Well, not that they've sold many or that many of them for it to matter, but they're looking at expanding Apple Intelligence into Vision Pro. What I was looking for specifically was the commentary there from Donald. I haven't been able to get it quite yet about what investments are going to be made or anything like that. So packing my patience on that one, keeping an eye on Apple. I'm not involved in anything else except Apple at the moment, looking at holding this area consolidation. If it gives up the area consolidation, we're going to get out of Dodge, but wet the beak there quickly on the pop-up into about $0.75. Still putting in higher lows if you're basing it off that area trough at 1150. We'll see if it's able to continue putting up those higher lows. But right now, zigging and zagging right now, Adara. Coming right back down. I'm going to have to put a stop below this bad boy. Let me see what the shareage is. Situation over here. We're going to go ahead and wait there. So we're going to throw that on. And then there we go. So we're good there. Let's see what we get with Apple. Bit of a candle of indecision here. Topped up, broke some local highs, and right back down again. So I am a little bit concerned with this one. Let's see what else we got. MLGO right back above 9. Had trouble with 9.5. Good look, though, for MLGO. This one looks like it's destined to take out that $9.5 area. It looks very strong here. So let's see if we can get weasel in. Wow, bro, right at the top there. We'll take out some more shares there, Daryl. Let's see if we can weasel out. How many shares we have? Yeah, we're good with theirs. Boom to the high side. Appreciate you. Let's set up some orders to the top side. Top side. There we go, baby. Woo-hoo.
Get it, Sharif.
Yeah, we're getting it, Adara. All right. Here we go. I'm not going to take out any more here. Oh, I took everything out. No. Joe would go like this.
Yeah, Joe would paper hand. Yeah, I know he would. I'm not going to do that.
Thank you. Thank you for not trolling me. There goes the high of day, Adara on MLGO, 1037. This one's on one. Now the squeeze is in play right now. We've taken out all the bag holders intraday. There could still be bag holders from previous days, but look at this one go. I suck. I suck so bad. No, this one's taking out highs, guys. 1075 now, HOD on MLGO. Fantastic look on this name. Hope everybody's trading this carefully. Good look on this one on the day. I don't know where this one comes down to, but well, I'll keep my eye out on that 950 area. It seemed to be having trouble with it earlier. Let's see if it holds it this time. Support. Simultaneously, I did get stopped on my Apple position, so we'll give back some there. It's all good. You win some, you lose some, but Apple breaking down now the overall weakness of the market just too much. We are now down 1 2/3% on the NQ, and we're down 2 2/3 right now on the Russell, and almost 1 3/4 right now on the Dow, and 1.5, a little bit less than 1.5 actually on the ES. So yeah, blood in the streets everywhere we go. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I just realized I think I've only had 2 longs all day. I think I've mostly been short all day.
Well, the market's
been that type of day.
so red.
I was just trying to think about that. But yeah, with that in mind, I like that you mentioned the NQ pushing lower, because I think one thing that I'm definitely trying to use more, and I used in this entry, is look at the chart you're trading, and then look at the futures that are related to that chart, and say, what are they giving me? What kind of confluence are they giving me? So SPY very much at low of day, and the Qs were near low of day. So with that in mind, I already like the CrowdStrike short, but I felt more confident to take it because we're at low of days. So in case you missed it, I like this CrowdStrike short because, this is beautiful. This is to the penny, Sharif. We have this low here previously, then we flat bottom, or I guess double bottom break it, then we reject it, we wick into it, and we push to the downside. Right now, though I did take this trade off the 3s, I am risking to the prior bar on the 15 because it's the same level as the level I liked on the 3s, which is more confluence. I was saying this to OB too. Sometimes, the more confluence you see in a trade while you're in it, the happier you get. And Sharif, I'm sorry about the share. We got more confluence. Oh my gosh. Hey, we have this such an ask creep here, guys. 415, 90s, 415, 88, 415, 87, 86. I'm ignoring the bid. The bid doesn't matter. The bid is kind of twitchy right now. The bid could also be maybe gassing me up a little bit because the way we're also bid creeping here too. And it's very rare, I find, when you see a bid creep and an ask creep happening at the same time. But I saw it in Lilly a couple days ago, and I find it usually happens when we're at a key decision point. So because we're near low of days, I would like to think this key decision point means we're going to break down. But that would also be biased because I'm short. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep my stop and wait and chill.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything.
That's
Sharif.
fair.
I'm just going to comment on the price action because it's pretty beautiful. Sometimes that's all you can do. Now, okay, the bid dropped. I think I'm right about this ask creep, but I don't know if I'm right yet. We're going to see. Also, speaking of Lilly, yeah, I got stopped out of the short. I'm cool with that. I said I'd look again at VWAP, and I forgot to look again at VWAP, which is fully on me. And look what we do. We push even lower. But Lilly, the volume's kind of dying here. Still, obviously, more of a breakdown, but I'm happy with the short I had, happy with the trade I took. So I'm going to have no regrets over here. Oh my gosh, more?
Lower.
Would you?
So
low. Oh.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Ob? SPUX?
I'll find it.
Oh, yeah, it dropped aggressively there. I got a notification there, Dara. Price spike down on Starbucks.
I'm finding it.
Yeah, it's not down that much, 0.58. We'll keep an eye out, though, for SPUX. At the day's low, though, 128.48. Not seeing anything news-related on it. So we'll keep we'll keep an eye, guys. I'm still watching MLGO. Zig and Zeg right now, it dropped aggressively right into that 10 exponential moving average. Doesn't hold here. So I had a dip trade at 9.5. I took that off. I didn't think it was the right thing to do. But it is defending 8.5. 8.5 seems to be the level of note here. And right back into 9.5 we go. Do we reject 9.5 though? So 2 topping tail candles. As I mentioned to you, this one wasn't operative. We ended up breaking it again, and we also held most of these levels. So the topping tail candles, despite the fact that they're scary and ugly and always demonized. Say it again? AMD volume spike, says Neil. What's going on over here? I'm keeping an eye on it. Yep, big move up there, Neil. I don't know what's going on. 112.40. Adara's on it. I don't have anything on my news blotter right now on AMD. We'll keep tabs on that. We'll keep tabs on Starbucks. Very volatile day, man, for a Friday. Unreal. I don't know what the hell is going on with all this stuff. Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to take a moment here to thank our friends at eSignal. New traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize, because our platform, it is everything. Infinite data, instant trading. We've got lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips. All in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. I did not mean to cut you off. So.
You're good. I mean, we got to pay some bills.
You got to pay those bills.
Yeah, Apple's breaking out. So I had a really bad trade here on Apple. This has got to be my worst trade of the day. Wow, Apple, are you kidding me? No, Apple. Yeah, right back into the highs there. 247.75. This looks like it wants to take 248 high day, guys. We're about $1 south of the high of the day. So if we hold this higher low and take out the top, I'm breaking every computer on this desk. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
No, I know. That's dark, huh?
Gotta keep her safe.
She's trying to protect her computer. No, seriously. I just feel like I traded this so poorly, right? You go from small cap gappers to large caps, so they're not the same bunch, but right back into the high right now, or into 248s, excuse me, is AAPL. I'm keeping an eye on all the news catalysts. We're looking for Starbucks. We're looking right now for any volume spike explanation here on AMD. It popped up there, but I'm still not seeing anything.
Oh, I found the AMD thing.
Go ahead.
I'm not seeing who's reporting this, but apparently their server plans may be valued at up to $4 billion in a sale. So apparently server plans valued at up to $4 billion in a sale. That is according to sources, and I'm not seeing who reported this. So apparently some valuable server plans here for AMD. Good look. I still don't see anything on this, the S-Buxed one. Let's find out here. Not seeing anything. Couple comments on X, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I don't know why SPOX though.
Yeah, I'm just loading up on my. I can't show it to you guys, obviously for copyright reasons, but I'm just loading my my home internet so that I can put on the news channels and see what the Donald is saying, if he's even talking right now. I'm just gonna throw on I'm going to throw on one of these news channels over here and see what the situation is, because I think we definitely need a schedule, if we can get one, for when Donald Trump is scheduled to talk, right? Because of, well, especially in the early days of the presidency, Adara, as things are still quite volatile, and he's announcing tariffs, he's announcing deals with different companies. So widely speculated that Apple may or may not get some sort of special treatment with respect to tariffs. That's what happened the first time around. They did get an exemption. That doesn't mean they get an exemption the second time. I'll submit to you, they're probably going to have to earn that exemption some way, somehow, whether by building locally some stuff that goes into a lot of their products, or for whatever else, whatever Donald strikes there as a deal with Timmy C. So what I mean to say about all this is the tariffs, you know, they're interesting here with how they affect Apple, because you just, you know, you look at the prior history there, and they were able to get that exemption. So we'll see how that all ends up working out. Just keeping an eye here. There's nothing going on that news channel, and Apple's price action is insane right now. Andre, if I can show this, it just popped up through 248 into 10s, right back down again, despite making higher highs and higher lows, right back down to 247 3/4. Apple doesn't usually trade like this, so
usually the dead one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sharif, he did make lots of comments earlier. Yeah, Kanye East, I know. Pretty Panda was telling me, he was letting me know that he was interested in, or Tim Cook was looking at making plants in the United States. I can't see anything on that. I've been looking. I've been using keywords, Trump, whatever else, Apple. Nothing coming here that is that's related to that. So that's quite frustrating. Can't really get. Yeah, I can't get information on it, Adara, and that kind of sucks there.
It's always hard. I can't see anything on it either. Bears versus Bulls saying apparently that it is, he mentioned tariffs on April 2nd for cars. I believe he was already kind of teasing at that.
He did.
So that makes sense, but thank you very much for telling us their Bears versus Bulls. Also, Darwin giving us a bit more context on that story with AMD, saying apparently AMD is set to discuss its server plant sale with Taiwan suitors for up to $4 billion. So thank you very much for Darwin for that, because I only saw like basically a snippet of it. So thank you very much for giving us the whole kit and caboodle with regards to that report. Yeah, it's hard. I feel like, too, with regards to Trump and his schedule, sometimes like you'll have him not scheduled to speak at all, and they'll randomly speak. And then Sharif, on the days he is supposed to speak, sorry, Donald, but you're never on time. You are never on time.
Goodness, no.
It's always like half an hour late. I got to get my energy drink set up. Like, I can't leave my desk. I'm hungry. I have to use the bathroom. But Donald could be here any moment. We don't know.
I remember that. That. That was like that was a tough day.
Wild times.
I know. All right, guys. I'm not in any trades right now. I don't like the look of any of these small cap gappers and how they're setting up. I'll take that back. SINT exploding to the high side here. Let's take off Viking Therapeutics. Excuse me for a sec while I minimize my level 2 window there. SINT on the NQ. Yes. So this one was a good look on the day. I was definitely keeping an eye on this one, but it just caught an aggressive bit to the high side off that flat top break at 6.5, and now it's on one. 736 now, it's breaking up into 50%. So MLGO giving some back, but SINT all the rave right now. Down it goes below 7. It was just topping there at 7 2/3. The volatility is fast, furious, and real. Trade this carefully. So this is the flat top break that I was talking about. Excuse me, you got higher lows all throughout, but that 640, 650 area was elusive, and we couldn't print anything above it. It looks like when we did break it, all the buying and even more started coming in there quite aggressively. It's trying to reclaim 7 right now, having trouble. There goes 7, and there goes 7 from the top side and the downside. What's up, Fabian?
Oh.
So we'll keep an eye out on SINT. Still zigging and zagging right now. Don't really know what to do with this one. I could set up at 6.5. I mean, 6.5 is the area breakout, so it should theoretically, anyway, for TA, act as support. That's exactly what I'll do. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit at 59s because if it doesn't dip into that 50 area, I want to get it a little bit before. But right now, it's trying to fight with 7. So a little bit above 7, a little bit below 7. Probably behooves me to get something in here, 7, right? You know, we'll give it the old community college try. It's breaking down. That's fine. Very small shares at 7. We're going to give this one a try. I'm going to sit near the high of the day, and then we'll look for a high day break. I still have my dollar cost average planned at 660. So let's see what this one does. You know, maybe the one that I'm in at 15s right there I can get out of if we break 80s, and then I'll leave my DCA there at 59s. I think that's exactly what I'll do. So if we lose 80s here, I'll get out, and hasn't really broken down below 80s. We'll see. We'll see exactly what we get here with SINT up 47%. Let me give you the details on this one. So it's a very small company, $9.3 million market cap. The float on this bad boy, 590,000 shares. Is that for real? Let's double check here with Trade Ideas. Yeah, that's quite small. Yeah, it's 1.34 million. I've checked this one before. 1.34 million says Trade Ideas. My platform says about 500,000 shares with a negligible short float of about 2.58%. So nothing doing there on SINT in terms of, you know, short float. But we definitely have a smaller float, and that by its very nature, by itself, can make this one a bit parabolic. Still waiting at 59s over here for a DCA. Otherwise, gonna let this bad boy go. What are you doing?
I'm in CrowdStrike and not having to strike here because it's not doing much of anything. So yeah, someone was saying earlier, so much wordplay in the chat. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. You do have to expect that with me. Apologies if you're not a fan, but hopefully you enjoy it because that is kind of, I would say that's basically my thing. So I am short from the 416s.
Dang.
We've made a lower high. I have no reason to leave. My stop is still prior bar at 417.25, but in about a minute, I guess now we're gonna have a new prior bar, so I'm gonna have to move that stop, and the stop will be moved to prior bar high in the 15 is 416.35 according to TradingView, so I'm gonna give it to 416.37s because you have to give it a couple pennies. That was a tip that Sean taught me because there were a couple of days, Sharif, where I would have like 2-3 trades in a row, and I get stopped out, wicked out, because I'd be putting it right at the 15 bar prior high, and then it moved, and I'd be like, so like, what's happening? Like, I felt like I was getting stopped,
So
chased.
what did he say to do?
So what he said was, give it like a couple pennies away from the area you want.
Makes sense.
Because then, yeah, right? Because if algos are waiting at that level, then you might get stopped, and especially with spready names, if you do that, sometimes sure you can get more slippage, but also sometimes it can actually give you a really good opportunity. I remember one time I was in MSTR trade, and I was like, I wasn't doing super well in the day. I was probably worried. I was a little too in my feelings P&L wise probably. And I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Like it was like doing the wick. I was like, oh no, I should just punch out. But then, because it was kind of near my stop on the bid.
I think your mic is messing up, so I got to take over for a little bit. And then Fabian is there to help out. All right, guys, keeping my eye on SINT, involved in this one at 99s. Keep an eye, anything below 50s, that's the end of the trade. That was the breakout area. So for breaks below 50, why would I be in it? Keeping my eye out on that one. I'm also obviously keeping my eye on MLGO. It's having a lot of trouble with 9.5, but what's notable about this one is it's putting in those higher lows with that flat top at 9.5. Now you're gonna say to me, what flat top, bro? We broke into 1075. Yeah, but have a look at where the closing prints are and where the top wick of a lot of these candles end up rejecting off. It's all 9.5 right there. So it really is having trouble with that level. Oh boy. This is coming down against me right now on SINT, so I'm going to have to deal with this one. It's going to have to hold this level where my long 77s. Let's throw out the stop right now. 6, 5, there we go. And then we're going to give it like that. Let me just make sure that I'm entering the right amount of shares. We are, so it's going to have to hold this level, otherwise I want no smoke. What an aggressive move down here for SINT. We're going to have to throw beak wetters as well, so if it pops up, we're able to catch this bad boy. Let's sit over here, and then we'll also sit up in this place. So we'll see if we can get some profit takers right now on SINT, popping back off into 63s. We're long 77s with that DCA into the $0.50. That's where I wanted to get it all along, but my buyer exuberance took over, and I didn't.
I like the
wait.
way you put that.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, I talk about other people having buyer exuberance. I rarely talk about myself having buyer exuberance.
That's very respectful.
But that's the truth, right?
I like that.
All right. Shout out to Ike, my man. Let's see exactly what we get here with SINT. But the crowd, has it struck yet?
I think it might strike me out here, Sharif. So, again, I'm not, the thing is, this has been actually pretty wishy-washy. I liked it as a short. I stand by the attempt at the short. Whether or not it might have actually double bottomed here, but that's fine. You know, I didn't want to get out too early. After I saw the kind of double bottom, I put like 20% out there. So we'll have to wait and see. I have a feeling this might stop me out in case you're like, where's your stop? My stop is going to be, and it's worked out really well. Sometimes you're not going to get this perfect confluence for areas you like on different time frame charts. On CrowdStrike, it is there in abundance. So with that in mind, my stop is this, just above this area here, the 416. 40s, that was also the prior bar high on the 15 minutes. So to me, that's pretty kismet. I like it.
Hey.
It's giving me multiple areas of confluence. That being said, this push above the 90 MA is a bit dicey for me because Tesla, I was in that short in Tesla. We break above the 90 MA and we don't look back. So that can certainly be a level of interest. That being said, SPYs, of which the CrowdStrike is a part of, at lows. Qs, which CrowdStrike is also a part of, also at lows. So there is confluence here. We had a negative catalyst in case you missed it. There are some reports here that apparently the SEC and the DOJ are looking into this CrowdStrike deal. It's a very convoluted catalyst, but basically CrowdStrike was supposed to have a deal to sell through Carasoft, who was, I guess, the third party, supposed to sell some software to the IRS. So Carasoft's making the payments to CrowdStrike, but IRS is apparently not making the payments to Carasoft for the, so basically they're saying it's a little, I guess, fraudy, it's a little bit questionable. And we started hearing reports of this, I think at least a couple months ago, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here with CRWD. But either way, I'm not striking out on this yet, Sharif, because as I've said, I don't have a reason to leave till I get stopped out.
I like it.
So I'm chilling. I'm here. Also, yeah, just to finish my point I made, thank you, Sharif, for taking over, and thank you, Fabian, for helping me with my mic. So yeah, I remember, because like sometimes too, you'll get a little bit worried. You're like, oh, you know, I don't want to get like wicked out. In those cases, just wait for the stop to hit. And if you've set the stop responsibly, and I want to shout out Obi again here, he talks about real risk. If I'm giving the trade real risk, and I'm waiting for that real risk, you have a much less chance of getting stopped out arbitrarily. Why? Because you're giving the stock the respect it deserves, and you're not, like, if the stock's too tight, you're much likely to be getting wicked out earlier, and then, yeah, you're gonna lose money where you don't need to. Your idea could have been right, but your stop was wrong. And so that's why I think for this CrowdStrike trade, real risk, I think, if I wanna see a downtrend still, I wanna see lower highs. So
makes sense.
Putting the stop at the lower high, I think, makes a lot of sense. And I wanted to explain my strategy a little bit there. That's what I'm doing in CrowdStrike. Okay, AppLovin might give me a sneak attack here.
What is it doing?
Sharif, AppLovin is curling app.
Curling.
So I like this. I also love the prior bar low in the 15 was like 420 on the dot, which is just hilarious. It's not relevant to my strategy, but it's amazing. But if we break that 424, Sharif, with these higher lows,
yes, ma'am.
I'm going to use the 420 stop, small size, AppLovin, you got to be careful. And then I want to be definitely seeing if we break into that 428. So that's hard. It's basically a 1-to-1, but I have no problem taking 1-to-1 trades if I feel very confident in them and I don't get out too early. So that's what I'm going to do here. We're going to chill with CrowdStrike. Also, yeah, Lilly doing nicely, but I'm not going to get involved here. UNH has been the dead one for the last, like, it's just been chopping here.
What has it been doing?
I mean, basically nothing. And here's the thing, too. I tried this short earlier. I liked the flat bottom break. It didn't work out. It bounced off you up. It is what it is, right? But now look, Sharif, I mean, we're kind of bull flagging, but slightly lower highs too, though. So I don't know. I got tricked into a short by UNH before, so I'm going to wait and see what we do. The catalyst on UNH is negative. Reports that the SEC is going to be looking into their Medicare, though the company itself called it misinformation. So only time will tell.
They did, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're accusing them of fraud. You better come out and deny it pretty quick. Yeah. That's a good point. And I was telling Brendo off camera today, you know, this is what my family deals with. It's widely known in the business. Obviously, it's a little different system. We have a public payor here, but it's a sad state of affairs because I don't want to call them colleagues, but there are people that we know that engage in this type of stuff all the time. They overbill. They bill for things that are not necessary, whether medications or procedures, and obviously hurts the system because, well, it's extracting money from a system that's, well, number one, low on money, and number two, it's a misallocation of the money to things that are not needed and overinflated. So it's a bit of a tough look there. Whether or not UNH is guilty of that, that's an entirely different story, but I wanted to say it's rampant within the industry, whether in the pharmacy business, not pharmaceuticals, or whether in the clinic business and the even like a clinic adjacent businesses like X-rays, nuclear medicine, many different things as well. So it's not something that is very good. Put it that way. It's worse in Canada too because it's a public purse, right? Yeah, there's some stuff like we've talked about it too. I find like the insurance, but it's interesting too. Some companies, like I actually was just contacted yesterday for this while I was off sick. So there's some companies too, like the drug companies, they'll contact your insurer for you and with you to help make sure you get coverage. And if you don't get coverage, they'll actually make sure that there's like they have a reimbursement program. So it's really great. So if they know their drug is more expensive, but you need to be on it, especially if it's a little bit rare, they're willing to help you. So I think that's
really dope, and I just want to shout that out quickly.
Yeah, that is. And you and I talked about that as well, so that's a good look there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm keeping an eye on these markets. I'm still involved in this SINT trade. We're neither in the money nor out of the money right now, so I've wet my beak quickly there in the high 60s, but we'll see how this one does. Everything, guys, in Mag 7 world. Right, basically down and to the right, except Apple. It's holding the bid here, trying to hold above the volume weighted average price. Been having a lot of trouble dancing with 248s right now. AAPL. If you're looking for something long and it's Mag 7 related, likely that. Otherwise, everything's popping into like Meta tried to pop off and then it dropped again. Likewise with Tesla, tried to move back up, 4 or 5 candle green setup. Right back down. Netflix as well, kind of looking the same way. NVIDIA tried bottoming tail candle. In fact, the hammer candle there at the lows at 136, tried to reclaim 138. Now it's back down into the low or to mid 137. Amazon, though, has not had a bid for its life. I mean, it caught one a little bit over here. I guess maybe at around 1040. 1050, but since that time, it has been down into the right. Softy as well. Softy's been very strong lately. SINT is coming down. I have to manage this trade. I just got stopped out. So, dang it, I took a bad trade there on SINT. That's all good. We'll keep an eye out on that. But Softy had that quantum headline as well. That was really important and kept Microsoft, from really going against or going with the market yesterday, which was down. Softy was quite consolidative. It is also breaking down right at that 410 area. In fact, the low of the day, I believe, is 410 and a third on MSFT. So negativity everywhere we go right now in Mag 7 world. It's very hard to find anything that's green at the moment there or anywhere else, quite frankly, really except Chinese ADRs. Chinese ADRs have been all decidedly green on the day, likely due to, the bullishness coming out of China right now with respect to Xi Jinping and, the courting of the company's tech leaders as well. He had a meeting with them on the weekend, widely reported that it was good and that, the Chinese crackdown on their tech companies may be coming to an end, if not, just lessening a little bit, obviously with them having to compete now with the American companies and the pro-business stance that Donald Trump has taken. So Xi Jinping looking to reciprocate, I guess, with his companies. Also, there was that DeepSeek push as well. It's also being reported that DeepSeek now being used by some local governments there to automate some administrative tasks. Also, Alibaba as well with their Qwen 2.5 has been quite bullish for the Chinese market. And of course, Adara, there's that stimulus as well that they've been dropping for a hot minute now in China. But 4 minutes left. I'm going to chill. I'm not going to get into any more trades. I know you're in app, you're in crowd. You're going to be trading after that as well as you head on to the big desk. You want to let anybody know anything about weekend plans, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a writing contest. I was telling Sharif about this. So I'm going to be off next Friday for this as well. So this contest, there's multiple rounds, but the first round starts tonight at midnight. Ooh. And basically what happens is you get an email in which they sort you all into little groups, and each group has their own prompt, and the prompt entails you get a genre, and these genres are highly specific, Sharif, like fantasy and fairy tale,
right?
Yeah, I won't find out yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I've always been really lucky that I've gotten genres I like, so my luck can always change though, Sharif. So
and Neil asked to read a little bit of it today, and then Adara, very, very abruptly and confidently said, "My writing is dark."
It's pretty dark. I have no problem sharing my stuff with people, but I like to give people warning because I think I have a pretty sunny disposition. My stuff is pretty dark. And so it's funny too. I have a writing friend as well, and he has, I would say maybe a bit more cynical of an approach to life, but his writing is much lighter, and so we always joke that our stuff is kind of opposite that what you maybe expect.
Why is that?
I don't.
Sunny disposition, dark writing. That's a little bit of a contradiction.
You know what I think a lot of it, I'm very inspired by, I know, because some people might be shocked, I'm from Winnipeg. I know I never mentioned this. I'm being sarcastic because Opie's always making fun of me for this. But, okay, I'm from Winnipeg, and so I think a lot of it, I am very inspired by, some of the elements there, and some of that's a little bit darker, there's a lot of crime and stuff, so I think that's the thing. I was also a criminology major. When I say dark, I just mean more crime. But I should have maybe clarified. I should have clarified that.
Yeah,
it's more crimey.
Makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, that's distinctly different. But that's kind of what it is. But
what about you? Wrote about crime and stuff because you're always watching those crime shows.
I love, Law and Order. Oh,
down your
we gotta do the
right
button.
there. Chum, chum. There it is.
What are your plans?
What am I doing? Yes, I'm going to see my buddy who I have not seen. I'm going to see the Meta Glasses guy.
Oh my God, this guy.
I haven't seen him since we were walking around the club with, well, it wasn't the club, it was the bar, with the light on and his Meta Glass. Oh, so embarrassing. I told him, take those off, bro. They're not even prescription. Put them in your pocket, right? Or shut them off.
You said you were embarrassed, right?
I was really embarrassed because everybody kept looking at him. Everyone was assuming they was recording. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go check out that buddy. He's a good guy. I'm just giving him a hard time. Yeah, we're gonna get in a sesh, maybe get some din, chill out. Everything's good on that. I see you, Tisha. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, or hope you have a fantastic weekend. Right back at you. What is this, Ram? Okay, fine.
Oh.
Private. I love she yells that out preemptively in case I'm a loose cannon, I guess. On a Friday, Ram, you did this to us last week, and we said to you, on a Friday, yeah, whatever, bro. All right, guys. All right, a few more minutes left. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. In case you're just joining us, Obi in for Sean. Sean will be back on Monday. So we're going to be sending you over to the Big Kahunas. Well,
we are.
Obi is Big Kahuna in about 15 seconds or so. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. The markets are decidedly negative on the day.
Go CrowdStrike.
Yeah, go CrowdStrike and go app to the high side. Yeah, you got a long there. You got a long position there. Leave you guys with this: 2.7 down for the Russell, 1.6 for the Dow, 1.7 for the Nasdaq All Reg, and 1.45 for the ES. We are negative everywhere we look on the markets. Plus some of these small cap traders, send them off of there.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us, and thank you again. I'm honored to be able to have a seat in this desk once again this week. So you'll see your boy Joe next week, but thank you for having me. And same bad time, same bad channel. Sharif and Joe will be back. We're gonna go over to Le Kahunas.
Take care, guys.
Yep.
Hey.
Le Kahunas. I like that. Even use like the masculine there for anyone that doesn't speak French, which is probably everybody watching this show. I'll sum it up like this.